Howdy, folks. Welcome back to the Whims of the Creator. I am J3 Puffin, and I'm once again joined by my host, Gadget
Ingrid Kudimson.
and Weeb.
Piazzorice!
And we are back with the third and final part of the Umineko set review. We're just going to go straight into blue with this pretty decent witch, Bern Castell. She is both a Rise and a level 0 bottom deck bomb. So on reverse, two things happen.
Not a Riza, by the way.
Oh, what? No, Kome.
It's Kome. There you go.
Say Rise.
Yeah.
I have Kome in my notes.
Climaxes.
Anyway. Yeah, so on reverse, specifically in battle, important for reasons, I guess. Chip top 3, if you see a climax, you can grab it. And if you grab a climax, ditch a card. And also, on reverse, if her battle opponent is level 0 or lower, she can send that bitch to the bottom of your opponent's deck. This just feels like a very nice, plain old profile to have. I like it. Bomb.
It's good. I guess the real question... I mean, okay, here's my thoughts on this. You printed a vanilla on reverse Rize in yellow. This card at least has... Oh, I guess it's not a vanilla, but like...
Yeah.
The utility on the other one in yellow is... It's like give character on stage minus 1k. This is at least a bomb. So, like, I think that this card you could actually, like, normally with Kome, that's a profile you'd probably only play 1 or 2 copies of in Martin Weiss, unless it does something else. This is one of those cards where, because it does something else, you could probably play 2 or 3 of this. Your set doesn't have clean cut, so it's hard to justify playing this without the thing that can potentially get you to reuse this, but it's definitely not bad. Because I like blue in this set, I'm going to give this the A. I think this is a card I'd play 1 or 2 of.
Yeah. Resolves.
All right, what's the deal with this woman? Who is Bern
I was
Castell?
about to ask that, yeah.
Oh boy. Okay. So, Bern Castell is the Witch of Possibility. I think I'm pretty sure it's the Witch of. Hold on.
She
I
may be
have
the
her
Witch of
title in their
Possibility.
card.
She's the Witch of
Witch of Miracles.
Possibilities.
I lied. Witch of Miracles.
Oh.
And her whole thing, her like power, quote unquote, is as long as it is not impossible, it can happen.
Oh.
And
More
she
like
is just
Con Witch Sune.
yeah, and she is just like a kind of just a resting bitch face, a sad emo girl who kind of just meanders about like a cat. She has a lot of cat motifs, and she has hot Sesbian Lex with Lambda Delta.
Did we talk about Lambda Delta in the other two colors?
Yeah, we did. I don't know if we went into
She's
the
in
lore,
red.
but
We didn't go into the lore, but Lambda Delta is Witch of
she's a
Certainty,
board wiper,
which is
right?
yeah, no, she was the stock charger on attack and the
And the climax swap.
healer
That's right.
and the healer stock swap.
God.
Oh yeah, right. The card that just does not exist in its card.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
No,
so
it
Witch
exists.
of
I made it.
Certainty,
Shut
Witch
up.
of Possibility. Do we have a Witch of like Impossibility?
Nah. Witch of Possibility was the wrong title.
Right. So
Burn Castle's Witch of
Miracles.
Certainty. Yeah. No, Burn Castle's Witch of Miracles. Lambda Delta's Witch of whatever I said. There's too many fucking characters in this game.
Yeah. He said it, not me.
Look, there's like 80 something named characters that show up in this game.
Holy
Technically,
shit.
only 17 of them actually matter, and even then, even less of those actually matter.
Damn. That's impressive for a visual novel, I think.
Like, there are just so many fucking characters.
Well, don't worry. Our next character in this set is a different character. Oh god.
This is my favorite card in the set. Okay, so this is Detective Erika. When she attacks, not when she's placed. When she attacks, you get to choose one of your family or magic characters, and it gets 1500 power. And as this climax combo with the mag trigger surprise guest. When this card attacks, if you have another family or magic character, choose one of your characters. It gets the following ability until end of turn. When this card's battle opponent becomes reversed, search your deck for a family or magic character, reveal it to your opponent, put it into your hand, shuffle your deck. Alright, so notably, this character only has the magic trait. Doesn't have family or furniture or any of the other funny traits we've seen before. But
Correct.
this card is the Corone level 1 combo, and I'm sure that it's happened in other sets, but like this is like the combo that I know it to be as. So what you can do with this is you can slam down the first one, and then slam down and like give 1500 to like one of your characters, including herself. Then you can slam down a second copy and give this Erika also another 15, and slam down a third copy and give this Erika another 15. So she becomes 8-5, 9-5 with climax on reverse. And because you can on attack give the on reverse to the same character, you can just have the 9-5 when it's lane and then search 3 cards. So you get to pull 3 clean cards out of your deck. This is also on a magnified trigger, so whenever that triggers, you get to search your deck for a character level equal to or lower than your level. It's not a bad trigger. It's a plusing trigger for blue. It's a 1k1, so it pumps the Erika and helps it kill its lane. I don't know. I'm just a big fan of this combo in general. I played the shit out of it in Hollow Live. I think having it be blue and have it be off the mag trigger is just crazy. I don't really have any other notes. Obviously, this is going to be more testing, and the other thing is like there are so many good auxiliary level ones in red that like you might want to play some kind of 2 color level one just to make sure you can benefit from those. But in a 1k1 deck, I think this card is like the best level 1 combo in the set that I've seen so far. It's just so good. It's just an A plus. I don't think it's broken.
Yeah.
If this was on a like I put this combo on a bar in my custom set, and even that didn't quite feel broken. I think this combo is close to the like one of the best level 1 profiles you can have, but it's not so ubiquitously broken that it's OP. If any card deserves a double rare, it's probably this.
Korone
Yeah.
doesn't give power to other characters, though. She just gives power when she's
No,
played.
she gains power on played based on the number of other characters you have.
So
Yeah.
this
But
is just better because it gives the ability and 1500 to that lane, so it's even easier to
Right.
secure. It's just better. I guess that's
Yeah.
why it's a double rare. I don't know what rarity they print Korone combo at in a normal set, though. I think I've only seen it around
In
GDs.
I think it's
Yeah.
Alicization. There's a Leafa combo that has this ability, but it's on reverse salvage instead of on reverse search, so it's not quite as good.
Which also, I think, like, traitless Savage, right? If it also has, like, the same condition.
Maybe I'll check it really quick, but that card's a rare in Alicization playing too.
Okay, okay. So, yeah, just, I guess being better Korone is double rare material than that. I don't know what it was that, I guess, because my experience with Korone was shorter, because when I was doing HoloLens set 1 shit, I was on the Watame combo instead.
As you should have been, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Which was like, because the list was just like, yeah, you can either play Korone or Watame, and I was like,
Yeah, right.
well, I want to play Korone with Okayu or someone else from like her gen, so I guess I'll be playing the Watame instead, because I think at the time I was also slightly on a sheep kick,
Well,
because
yeah.
when
'cause
you're,
she's
I mean, like when you're,
she's
Oshi
she's
is
best girl,
everyone.
almost. Yeah.
I mean, when you, Oshi is everyone, right? They just kind of like you have to like take them in turns, and I think at the time she was. She
I
was
don't know.
on
It
the
sounds like
back.
you're just being a man whore.
I am for VTubers. Anyway,
So
yeah, this is just better Coronet, and Coronet is very good, and you can just stack it on some
Yeah.
wild ass cards. All right, speaking
Yep.
of wild ass cards,
Erica, my
maybe.
beloved.
Oh, wait, actually, before we move on, yeah, we talk about her. She's a detective. That's why she's magnified trigger.
She is absolutely. So her ordeal. So the way she is woven into the story is after the fourth game, Battler defeats Beatrice, but she defeats her, but hasn't killed her yet.
Ah,
So the game board is still active. So in game 5, the game board is taken over by Bern Castell and Lambda Delta, essentially who are there to just they're bored. We're going to make a mockery of this out of our own enjoyment.
oh,
And when they make this game board, they decide to add a new piece or character. So Bern Castell adds Erica. So in the real world, Erica was on a cruise ship that was sailing around Rokenjima, the island, around the same time that the murder incident happened, and she had gone missing around that same time frame.
oh,
So people in the future started weaving the theory that Erica was on the island during the time of the murders, which is why Bern Castell is able to place a new character in the situation of Rokenjima. Erica's whole shtick is that she is the perfect detective, and so she has the ability Detective's Authority, which is she can tell a body is dead by glancing at it. Something. She knows when something has been tampered with. So she has like a perfect memory. and she also can find like hidden passageways or whatnot, or disprove them. When she first comes onto the island, she's very like not shy and timid, but very quiet girl. Very hello, my name is Fururo Erika. Pleasure to be your acquaintance. And she has this like weird little chopstick fascination. Like she's really proud that she's really good at using chopsticks.
Uh-huh.
And then like one game later, she just becomes completely deranged and stupid, and I love her. She is a
Fair enough.
sniveling little rat bastard, and she is my second or third favorite character. She is a horrible person, and I love her.
Fair enough. Okay. So she
There's also
also sounds like the most Danganronpa character of the bunch that we've described so far.
wouldn't know. I don't play bad games.
I think it's
Why would I play
Danganronpa
Danganronpa when I
3.
Why
That
would I
one's
play
pretty good.
Danganronpa when I can play Umineko? Because Umineko has milfs.
Mm.
That is a fair. That is an argument. It is certainly an argument that can be made, and probably should be. All right.
Yeah.
Speaking of arguments,
Next
Battler
meme,
finisher.
3-2, Blue Truth Barrage, Battler. If all your characters are family or magic, he gains 2k, making him an 11k. On play, Stock Healer, and then on attack, if you have Defeating the Golden Witch, which is a Pantsu climax trigger, if you have two or more other family or magic characters, you may pay 1 stock, and if you do, mill the bottom 5 cards of your opponent's deck, deal 1 damage X times, where X is the number of climaxes among those cards, and he gains 1000 power.
Aki.
No, Aki doesn't mill 5.
No,
Yeah.
Aki mills 4.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought this was the Zeldris combo from Seven Deadly Sins, but I realized no, Zeldris does no auto damage and also Isotel 5. I'm actually racking my brain trying to figure out what this is. Like, because it reads as if you just took the Aki combo and tweaked it to make it a bit stronger.
Well, no, because Aki has
Yeah.
a very different text on like every place on this card.
Yeah.
No. Well, my point is the Climax combo is Aki. Aki is free, but it's bottom 4, ping 1x, and gain 1k. This is pay 1 to bottom 5, burn 1x, and then
Yeah.
1k.
It's just like an extra like other character thrown in on it,
Yeah,
which is
like
about right.
I think it's costly correctly. Don't get me wrong, but I
Yeah.
was sure this
You're
was
just trying to figure out.
where
Nah.
the change happened.
Yeah.
So like this is a fun little guy in that like his competition for blue combos is like the most broken shit in the world, and then also another like quite good card from what I think that's what my notes are talking about when it says I'm probably playing. No, it's the other gate combo. So yeah, it's the that's the one I'm probably playing.
Maria.
Yeah.
Yeah, just cause. But like, I definitely respect this guy's hustle. He's very efficient. It's like you get to choose whether you're healing yourself and paying a discard for his combo instead of like paying 1, which is cool. He swings at like 12k. It's 13k actually, as long as you're doing combo.
Yeah,
Icy
13K
Tail for
combo,
5 is
yeah.
pretty good. Like, if you don't like Icy Tails, you're gonna hate this card. But I mean, it's an Icy Tail for 5 when most of them are
Yeah.
for 4, so very good.
Well,
Yeah.
as an Attack on Titan enjoyer, I tend to like Icy Tail. So I think this card does have a pretty big downside to it. The downside is I think both of the other blue combos in the set are better.
It's nice that all 3 of them are good, but yeah, it's fierce
Yeah.
competition.
I mean, we'll get to it in a couple
What-
slides, but
yeah.
I think the
So what you
Erika
do is you
finisher is
play a
better.
pivot finisher then. If your opponent's uncompressed, you play the Erika
Erika.
finisher. Yeah, play the Erika finisher. If your opponent is compressed, you play this. Trust.
Like, yeah, you could do that.
2 mag, 2 pants, and then like your level 1 lineup is just your favorite combo.
Yeah.
Or you could just go 6 mag, 2 pants, whichever.
Yeah, like I said,
I
your
think
favorite
my
combo.
problem is that, like, I'm already thinking about, like, if my opponent's in a bad deck state, I could kill them with, I could kill them with Willard. And if my opponent's in a good deck state, I could be killing them with Featherine in yellow. This is another
Good.
comment I had at the beginning of this set review, right? It's not necessarily a bad problem to have, but you have printed, like, 5 or 6 good finishing options, and I'm pretty sure you have stock swap in your set. I don't know if we've seen a Fumio,
Yeah.
but we've seen a stock swap. So like you have 2 choice finishers that are okay. You have the door finisher, which is great. You have this finisher, which is great. You have the mag finisher, which we'll talk about, which is also great. 8 standby might be a deck based on the conversation we had in the last video. That's not even talking about Maria. Like, it's not a finisher, but that's a deck in of itself, right? So, like, it's just a lot. Like, when you're talking about Adventure Time, right? Adventure Time has 2 decks. It has Finn and Jake, and it has 8 standby, and then technically it has the Lich finisher as well. So it has like 3 finishers you can play to. Nobody ever plays the Lich, but like you are only playing like those 3 guys. If this was like 120, 130 card set, maybe you could justify having more finishers. But this is a 110 card set. I think part of set design is focusing in on what you really want your finishers to be. And I get that like this is a custom set that covers all of the games, and so like certain characters are going to be getting multiple finishers. Like if this is a real white set, you might only have Umineko 1, 2, 3, and then you might do another set for like 3, like 4 and 5 or whatever.
You would split it up between the question and answer arcs.
Yeah. So like it's not necessarily bad having these. It's just it makes it harder to evaluate within the context of everything here, just for me personally. Counterpoint to myself, I guess, would be JoJo's, right? Because that deck has the prosciutto pesci combo, it has Gold Experience Requiem, it has the Bacchio, it has King Crimson, and it has the Diavolo standby finisher. Like there's a bunch of things you can do in that set. I mean, I don't know. It's not necessarily a bad thing, but it's something you have to be cognizant of. And I guess the other thing about Adventure Time is there are other level 3 combos. You can play the Finn with Chaotic Evil, and you can play Hudson Abadir Chaotic Evil. Those aren't real finishers. Those are just other level 3 combos you can play in the set. And like not every level 3 combo needs to be a finisher. I get it. But in this set, because every level 3 combo is a finisher, except for Maria, like that's where I'm having trouble evaluating this a little bit. But it's not bad. JB, what do you think?
I mean, I put B. I feel like that's good.
I think it's probably see, and any other white set would love to have this card.
Yeah,
It funds its own cost because you can ditch a hand to get the stock back to swing with it. You know, like
the cost being variable, the fact that it's a good heal, it swings like big. It does everything you want in a combo, and it doesn't. It actually has a level 3 effect on it, unlike other cards in the set that need them installed. So like with this, I know what I'm gonna get because we don't have to go back and like adjust the cards. With the other 2, they're going to get better, like just strictly better because they're gonna have more text on them, and that's only gonna help them. But like just out of the box as written, this is like probably the third or fourth combo.
I gave the door finisher an A+. I think that I need to give this an A because I don't think it's as good as the door, but it's definitely good.
Wow, I was talking it up, and I only give it a B.
Yeah.
Anyway,
that's what I'm saying. I think it's worth it, but I think it maybe it's like the probably 3rd or 4th best finisher in this set. I mean, that's really telling if you ask me.
Yeah.
So flavor dump. Well, not really flavor dump, but lore, blue truth.
We've seen them before, right?
Yeah. Well, we see red truth before. So red truth is if I speak this in red, I do not have to provide evidence. It is known as truth. Blue truth is a way to counter red truth in the form of I can, based on your red truth, I can infer this plus some support. For example, let's say we're in a murder mystery. JB is dead.
That usually happens.
Gadget tells me in red truth, your death was not a suicide. But in blue truth, I can say, but it could have been an accident. And until you deny me that JB's death wasn't an accident in red truth, that blue truth can essentially be correct.
Oh, interesting. Okay. It's like a placeholder unless something comes along to...
So you know how earlier I said it's not a visual novel unless it has incest? Well, it's also not a visual novel unless it references Schrodinger's cat.
Oh my god.
That's right, yeah.
And Umineko is one of the very few visual novels who's like really like good at it.
Okay, yeah.
Well, the blue text can be both truth and false at the same time until proven otherwise.
Until proven by the red truth, blue truth can be treated as truth, or it could also be false. You don't know until red truth determines whether it is true or false.
Fascinating. And so he just like spams a bunch of these like...
Yeah. Essentially, that is actually how it works. So the way it's described in the visual novel is red truths are walls, and the way to break down the wall is to constantly just random bullshit go at it.
Oh my god.
And it leads to some very good moment, which is referenced in one of these cards.
Beautiful. All right, so we'll get even more of this context later.
Yeah.
Cool. I like this guy.
Yeah.
All right, moving on. Oh God.
Delano A. Knox.
Just new characters. There's another English one too.
Yeah. Dies the death. Sentenced to death. Great Equalizer is the death.
All right, so she's a. This is Chief Inquisitor.
Delano A. Knox.
What's she knocking on?
Something she's named after a detective writer.
Gotcha. All right, so if you have 2 or less climax in a waiting room, she gets -1 level in hand during your turn. If you have 4 more other the traits, she gets 2,500, and when she reverses something, it goes to memory. And when she's placed on stage from hand, put the top card of your clock into your waiting room. Has this card changed since the last time I saw it, or did I just get worse at math?
I had to look at it a couple times too.
Not for the Weiss math, just that I have a note that says she gets to 13k by herself when I think the card legitimately just gets to 12, and I don't know if I just wrote it wrong or not. Anyway,
Yeah, that's gotta be wrong.
so she gets pretty big, and we have plenty of pump to get higher. So this card is just gonna be like stupid big. The early play condition is like one of the more annoying ones in the game, but it's cheap, so that helps. It's an early play healer that also gets you some removal.
Shouldn't this card be 9k?
So continue 2 or less is a -500. Heal is 1k, and then the during your turn, the 4 more is like a 3x multiplier, and then the during your turn is a 2x, so it ends up being a 6x multiplier, and that on reverse effect is only like a 500 on level 3s when you put you put it in that effect combination. Is the Ruby
Let me just
card,
double check this, right? The Ruby card is 8/5. Oh, you know what? Hold on. During your turn, if you have 4 more other characters as part of it. Okay, so I guess maybe having full field makes this a bigger condition. Because the Tyrion and Ruby is 4 more early play, you can play it early. On play ditch when heal to stock, that's the same as heal. And then during your turn, if you have another character, it gains 2,500
Oh, yeah.
and honor's memory kick. So maybe having full board makes that 500 power weaker.
Yep, that tracks. Yeah, because there's a difference between like a 3x and a 6x multi total.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
I made this card before the Tyrion came out, so like I was trying to like think. It was like I know this math is like should be right.
Yeah.
I don't remember like why exactly.
The benefit of the Tyrion being what it is actually justifies you
Yeah.
having this card be as strong as it is, which is like I'm looking at it and I'm like, there's no way this card is statted correctly, but like it actually does math out correctly.
Yeah.
It's like this Zeta that JB made earlier. It's like that card's like a 12k a cross turn with a combo on it, and like there's no way that should be a 12k, but the math just works out, even though
It
it's
works,
a
yeah.
broken card.
That card is evil, yeah.
This card definitely deserves to be a double rare, given that Aaron was a double rare and Tyrion was a card that Ruby players want to play. What I'm thinking now is this a card that you would play at like 1 copy or like 3 to 4 copies?
I feel like you've got enough other healing options and stuff. There's might be
Yeah.
I feel like most decks are just 1 or 2 if you're playing this at all. It's a real questionable, like, do you actually need this or not in this set? But it's a good card.
Do you have a regular 4 more early play healer? I forget.
There should be.
Yeah, there definitely
Oh
is
no,
somewhere.
there's not.
Yeah.
The Anja Beatrice, the 2 or less climaxes. I mean, this is better than Anja Beatrice because it's better than it's just a straight like Anja Beatrice is a straight healer. This is at least a stock healer with a a payoff effect.
No, it's just straight healer, but it does have a payoff effect. It's not a stock
Oh,
healer.
okay. Sorry, I misread it then. There's one other early play in blue, isn't there?
Maria.
Oh yeah. God, all these cards. So I guess if you're going for 2 or less climaxes, maybe you'd want to play the Featherine Changer instead. If you're trying to play that. But otherwise, yeah, I think this card's just I don't know, 2 or less climaxes. Well, no, actually, I keep forgetting this deck has on-demand free fresh. All you got to do is have this at the start of your clock, and then you can free fresh. So it kind of is a fake condition. You know what? Yeah, this card might actually be better than I'm thinking. I'm probably gonna give it a B plus.
I feel like there's enough competition. God, it's so weird. It's like you could play this in like a mix, probably, unless your choice is to play the Featherine choice, and then you probably want like a good chunk of those.
The thing is, this card could also be potentially a standby target.
Yeah,
if you collect one of it.
Yeah. All
Like
right.
12K on turn with the Omniverse memory kick is pretty strong. I think it's good. It's a B plus for me. I was thinking, do I want to make it an A minus? But I think B plus is fine.
Yeah.
It's a card you definitely try to play probably one of at least.
I love this little murder doll. She's silly.
Yeah, okay. Tell us about the murder doll. Is she actually a doll, and is she actually murderous?
She is murderous. She is part of the witch hunting alliance from heaven. So she is like part of like a elite task force in heaven, specifically designed to like exterminate witch games by invoking the 10 detective rules of Nox.
What the
Uh-huh.
fuck? I
She
did
is
not
not a
make
doll.
this.
However, she is a emotionless like murder child who's just like there to do her job, and everyone just kind of berates her as like, "Shut up, you stupid child murder doll."
I
And
don't.
she's just like, "I'm 12. I'm just doing my job."
That is
Mm,
such an
I am
oxymoron.
only a kid. I can only eat Happy Meal.
Oh my god. But
I'm
also like
7.
think about like emotionless and then you just see this fucking like smug ass grin on her face. It's like I don't know, man. That feels like an
She also has
emotion.
very weird capitalization in her words.
Yeah.
Like she'll like have random words in her sentences capitalized. So she speaks funny.
Oh god. Weird ass creature. Alright.
Oh,
Surely there won't be
there's a
more of
weirder
those.
creature. There is a very funny creature.
Lord. Alright. Well, next one's not a creature. It's another level
Yeah,
3 though.
a woman.
I mean, for all we know, it could be. We gotta wait for him to lore dump at some point.
This one's an easier lore dump.
Are you gonna tell me this character is also Beatrice secretly?
No.
Hold on, let me consult the chart.
I
So
I,
it
I
says
gave y'all the Beatrice guy in the
yeah,
chat.
we have the chart.
I
And
Boy.
yeah, she's not on the chart. So no, she's not a
Jessica is
Jessica.
not on the Beatrice
I mean,
chart.
she's not a Beatrice. She's a Jessica.
Alright, I'm gonna read the card. When it's placed on stage from hand, it gets plus X sparks on a turn. X is equal to the number of characters you have times 1K. So if you have full board when you play this, it gains 5K. So 14/5 on swing. And then her other ability is this ability activates up to one time per turn. During a turn that she was placed on stage from hand, and at the end of attack, you can pay 2, ditch 2 to stand this card. Isn't this just the Weiss from Ruby?
Allegedly.
Weiss re-standard? Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Okay. So this card's like fine. I don't like that it's just on the turn it's played. It means you can't play it with standby, but it's probably balanced.
That is how that
I
effect
do
is
have a
balanced. Yeah.
It's a real card.
Yeah. No, I have to spiel a bit though. So this is like a 110 card set, right? Normally you don't see 12 double rares in a set unless it is at like 120 cards. I was just looking at Ayakashi Triangle. Ayakashi has 10 double rares. I think Adventure Time had like 10 or 11. Usually 10's about your magic number. I don't think this card deserves to be a double rare in the context of the set. Also, your Maria is a rare, inexplicably. That card probably should be a double rare as well. Let me go
Yeah.
through this really quick. I think this Lakatoru is a double rare. I think that's correct. I think the Claire is a double rare. I think that's correct. The Lion probably, in the context of the set, doesn't need to be a double rare, but I get that you're making it a double rare because of Boshi, and I think that's fine.
Ochi.
In red, the Ronobe
yeah.
definitely needs to be a double rare. The Beatrice level 1 probably should be a double rare because it's Oboro. The finisher definitely deserves it. And then because of the implications of standby, the magic spell Beatrice definitely deserves the double rare slot. And then in blue, I think your level 1 combo should be a double rare. I think the early play should be a double rare. And I think the finisher probably should be a double rare. So again, me being a nerd, I really like your Kome. I like Honor Reverse Kome, and the fact that it's a bomb, I think, is extra added utility. But like, I personally would probably just make this a vanilla Kome, like a 2500 vanilla, and make it a single rare, just so the rarities are more balanced. And I'd probably make the Jessica just a single rare. And like, I don't know, you'd have to tweak a couple other things just to make sure that all makes sense. But for the context of the set, because you really don't want to go out of control with your rarities when you're making custom set, because I don't, and I'm not saying this for you specifically, Weave. I'm saying it for the audience here. When you're making a set, you want to consider the power level of everything in your set. You don't want your set to be too overpowered. If every card in your set is good, right? If you can just go in your okay, I have 4 True Rickies, I have 4 Salvage Brainstorms, I have 4 Clean Cuts, I have 4 Fukaziers, I have 4 Chasers, right? Like, cool. that's great that you have all the consistency cards level 0. But not only does that become boring because every deck in your set looks the same, it becomes boring to play against because your set just has everything. There's no counterplay to it. Unless you're going to go out and design a 150 card set and try to balance every card and make every card semi-relevant, like that, and that's going to take a whole bunch of extra effort to do, speaking from experience. And even then, you might still end up with a set that's like, okay, my deck is 4 of a Chaser, 3 of a Salvage Brainstorm, 2 Fuka Zero, 4 of a Ricky, and then like you go, why did I make this? You know, like
Yeah.
you end up having to cut some stuff back. Like I had to cut Cowgirl from my custom set because it was just too much hand filter, too much hand fixing, and the set was already really good at that stuff. Like this is kind of just like my big criticism for the set overall, is just with the rarities. I think having balanced rarities is important when designing a custom set so that you don't go completely off the rails with power levels and stuff. So if you're making a custom set, please make sure that you're paying attention to that as you're doing it. That is just really the only thing here. And again, wait, that's not for you, it's for the audience. You know?
Yeah.
Having said all that, this card's like, because it has to be played from hand, I'm going to give it a C+. I think if it was anything else than this, it would be probably better. But I think considering the amount of level 3s you have in here that are already playable, this is like overkill. You don't need this. That's just me.
I mean, it just feels like a card that is here because of the flavor of the art that we have for it. This card is funny with the cancel burn from the red Beatrice.
The Musashi just gives the effect to itself, right?
Yeah, it's
the
just like a normal
Musashi is
Musashi.
on itself.
Okay,
Yeah.
but it could pop back. Yeah, so the magic spell Beatrice is the one that gives to a different character.
That
Mhm.
gives the burn again on the different character.
Yep.
That actually is pretty funny. Wow.
Yeah, that is like the thing that you can do with this card as far as I can tell. Like it other than like it's here because like she's clearly punching the shit out of something more than once, which is just
Yeah.
what
Yeah.
a re-standard is.
She carries her brass knuckles on her at all times.
That's a
Her
lot of
classmates are
stock.
not safe.
Isn't it like 6 stock minimum to get this to go off though?
Yeah, it's 6 stock pitch to trade, but because you're attacking twice to pay off, so it's like you're only really paying for the Beatrice effect, and then the 2 pitches,
Yeah, that's true.
as is normal for these sorts of combos. Is there anything that we need to know about Jessica other that she's a punch-happy schoolgoer, apparently?
We'll say other stuff about her later, but
Okay,
she's in the fighting game and she's a brawler.
cool.
And her dad Kraus used to be a boxer in college, so that's where she learned how to punch things.
And she uses knuckles because
Right.
why not?
Because she's a bad bitch.
Good for her.
Yeah.
JB, did you have any thoughts
Yeah.
on the rarity things or whatever?
I went to double check because I have the beginnings of like a rarity and color spread out spreadsheet because I was trying to figure out like, oh great, hold on. Me just splitting cards like 25 per color is clearly not how it's normally done. How is it normally done? And I had to check because in my spreadsheet I had that Adventure Time had like 12 or 13 double rares, and I was like, okay, wait a minute. He's saying it's like 10, and that doesn't actually look right. And it was correct that it was 10. It was just that my sheet got wrong. But yeah, no, like you gotta balance card counts and shit according to how many cards in the set. If you have a bunch of high rarity cards, you also gotta consider like how much of a challenge you're making it for the hypothetical person who's opening packs. Though we don't really cater to those people more often than not. You should, hypothetically, if you're gonna actually print cards. If you're like a TCG person who like wants to make their own game, please, for the love of God, don't rarity gouge people, because you don't make money off the secondary market unless you actively like work it yourself. So don't make it hell. Anyway, next card. Oh god, it is this guy.
Yeah. Close friend and servant Genji. Level 0, 1500 power. When a climax is played, give a character 1k and is a tap self mill force search brainstormer.
Wow. This is the kind of thing that I'm talking about, right? Like, what is it? Beyond the Walls Aaron in Attack on Titan just gives the character in your middle position static 1k on your turn, right?
Uh-huh.
This is, you can choose any character to give 1k, but you have to play a climax. So it's not just active every turn. And then Aaron and this are both search brainstorms, right? So, like, Beyond the Walls Aaron was a double rare when it came out. It could probably still be a double rare or a single rare now, depending on the context of the set. This card is arguably worse than that because you have to play the climax to give another character 1k. There are some decks that you would play this, there are some decks that you wouldn't play this, but in general, my point is, like, this is the kind of thing that deserves the single rare slot. You want Search Brainstorm in your set, but you don't want it to be something that's super ubiquitous, like a hand filter. You just want it to do something like this that maybe incidentally gets you a cool little incidental effect, like give a character 1K. I think it's really good. I like it so much, I'm going to give it the straight A. I think there's definitely decks where you would try to play this over the Salvage Brainstorm. But yeah, I think it's good. And he's a nice, handsome man.
Yeah.
Which, you know,
Fun thing about the set. Fun thing about the set. So Renove is a personification of Genji, so they both have brainstormers. Just that Renove kind of has
Yeah.
more story relevance, so he gets more cards.
Yeah, that tracks. Okay.
Cool.
That makes sense.
That explains it.
Yeah, he gets 2 brainstormers, and one of them is just cracked to hell. And then this guy just... Yeah, alright. Cool. Why is he... And he's not supposed to be furniture tray, right?
Yeah. No, he is supposed to be furniture trait. He is referred to as furniture.
Oh.
However, for a different reason than Sayo. So the reason he is considered furniture, he is a servant allowed to bear the one-winged eagle family crest.
Oh, yeah, that thing
which
on his
makes
shirt, you can
him,
see.
yeah. So he is given furniture as a title, kind of like as a job title. Like, I am more than just a servant, I am furniture.
Neat.
However, this is twisted through Sayo, where it's I can't even love, I might as well just be furniture.
Right, because that was her whole that character's whole thing. Go back to Yellow to see what he's on about.
Yeah. I could go back into it again.
No. That's
Jamie,
not how
hold
this
that clip
works.
up.
That's not how this
No.
works. Moving on. Alright, yeah. This guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he if you have 3 less stock, this card gets 2k, and it's a drop search, so it's
God damn it.
3,500 drop search that isn't benefiting your opponent. This card's
I mean,
pretty
Constantly
freaking
looking
good.
for his wife. Constantly
I mean,
looking for his dead wife.
I just gave you praise for doing the brainstorm correctly, in my opinion, and now I had to take it all back because this card is. Hold on, I'm just confirming. Wait. This is your stock is 3 or less cards.
Hmm.
Okay, that. Oh boy. Okay. No, because the Jean Bear in Azure Lane is 2K base. If you have 2 or less stock, she gains 1,500 power.
Yeah.
So like my question
This
is to JB, like is it better because this is going to be 3,500 more often, or is it worse because its base power is lower? You know what I mean? Like
I mean, it's definitely better than the Jean Bear. Is the Jean Bear a rare?
no, it's a double rare.
What the fuck?
Why is that a double rare? Like in every other set, this type of effects are rare.
Yeah, in Azure Lane of all things too, which is I mean,
Yeah.
Azure Lane's a weird set in a lot of ways, honestly, because you just play like 8 copies of like 2 commons. But okay, I mean, I feel like this is all right as rare. The thing is, like, you see
I
plenty
don't
of
know.
you see plenty of these in places that don't have those. Like the one that obviously comes to mind is like this is an improvement on the trial deck Miko. That's just like a
Yes.
3,500 drop search that also gives your like opponents a benefit. This is just like strictly better than that.
Yeah.
And
So
it's
I know like this type of profile from there's a Fate set that has the 2 or less stock, and then there's another one I was thinking of that's also in like a rare slot. Madoka. There's one in Madoka that's a rare slot.
Okay.
So apparently it's a double rare in Azure Lane. It's also a uncommon in Guilty Gear. So do with that information what you will.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think this card's a rare in Ayakashi. I'm just double checking because I'm curious.
I feel like this is good at rare. I feel like this is fine. You're not gonna want to run too many of these in the grand scheme of things. Drop search in and of itself is like a thing that you don't want to go without in the set, but as like it's there's a lot of these effects where it's like you need something for it like in the set just in case whatever the builds people want to gravitate towards can't use the other more broken utility cards, because there's always more broken utility cards than pay one, ditch one, search just by itself. But the fact that it's a plussing 0, the fact that it's like turn 1 and going into turn 2, like even if you like triple swing first turn, because you try to field like a normal American player, like you still have that condition
God.
on it, which is a really like a nice difference compared to the apparently the Azure Lane one. I feel like B plus is right.
I just checked Ayakashi. This card is not an Ayakashi. Theirs is a drop search, and then when it attacks, give another character 1500.
Okay.
So yeah, Monoko is probably the card I'm thinking of. So the thing is, I don't think you play this in standby. I think there's other cards that are too important to play. And your level 1 lineup is going to be so tight in that deck because of all the jank shit you're going to be trying to squeeze in there. But yeah, if you need a drop search, Whoopi is here, and if you need more plusing zeros, then hey, this card's also not terrible. I think I'm going to give it the straight B.
Back in like older days, this would be like people would be like trying to grind your bones into their bread for printing this card, and we're just at the point in Weiss when Athos is like, this is fine.
Well, yeah. I mean, he printed a 3500 chaser like Guild Thunder. Neither character can side attack. Like, you don't really need this unless you're like really, really trying to squeeze in more 3500s.
Yeah.
You know, like the reason
just make the
Hololive was playing
entire
these
level
because,
0 lineup is plusing zeros.
Well, yeah, I mean
Actually
that's
can't
how
in this
Hololive
set.
did it. But
Yeah.
But the thing is, Hololive had like their Field Plus was a card that ran away. Like if they also had a 3500 chaser. Well, I say that Hololive's still not playing their 3K level 1 chaser right now.
Yeah, no, because Hololive does the opposite. Like in a modern Hololive
They
is
don't
doing
move.
direct opposite. Like I guess early Hololive, like set
Yeah,
one
set
before
one
any other
Hololive
stuff.
had like a lot of 3/5s, but now you just play a bunch of shitter utility cards that have like
You just have a
5 to
mass.
1k power.
Unless you're playing Rushia. Rushia still walls up at 0 if it can, but that's like the only deck that does that.
Oh, that's fair. All right, I feel like we've spoken enough on this card. This man himself is like fairly important.
He is the current head of the Ushiromiya family household. Everything is essentially his fault because he fuck around and found out.
Ah, he's the inciting incident.
Buddy.
Fucked around, taken very literally.
Yeah, that tracks. It is a visual novel, and we'll see more of him later in a more agreeable state.
Yeah.
Now let's get on to more Marias.
So this is the Witch Apprentice Maria. Whenever you play an event, this card gets 2,000 power and this ability activates one time per turn. And then Climax combo. When the book Face the Wall and Sing is placed in your climax area, if this card's in your center stage and you have another character, you can either choose the magic tome from your waiting room, return it to your hand, or search your deck for the magic tome and reveal it and add it to your hand. The magic tome is a brainstorm event. It can only be played if you have a character with Maria or Anji in its name. You brainstorm by flipping over the top 3 cards. Then you choose a level X or lower family or magic character in your waiting room, return it to hand. X is the number of family or magic characters revealed among those cards. So you flip over 3, and if all 3 are characters, you salvage as level 3 or lower. If 2 are characters, you salvage level 2 or lower, and if 1 is, etc. You get it. This is Warehouse, right?
Yeah, Warehouse on a backup, and it's less restrictive on how you can play it. Because Warehouse, you need music character or like the manager at the live house, and this one only checks 2 names.
I like that it's not just a straight vanilla torch. It's actually something more interesting.
Yeah.
I'm going to be real here. I love these kind of combos. This is like my bread and butter. I put this in my custom set. I'm thinking about putting it in the next custom set. The one that I was talking about last time with the 1/1 memory event. I haven't decided if I want to do that yet or not, but it's like an option I have. This card gets the 2k power, and it can get it cross turn if you play the counter event. So it can sit at 6/5 defensively. That's fucking sick. The event's great. I think really the only problem I have with it is it's off a book. But even then, like, I think that just makes it an A minus for me. I love this card. I don't know that it's the first thing I would try.
It's a favor trigger.
Yeah, I know.
The book.
No, I get it. It's definitely a flavor success, but like, it's not a B tier card. It's definitely an A tier card. Like, I think this event is definitely a strategy you can play around too. Don't you have a brainstorm that can support this too?
There's a top check 3 brainstormer, which like it can grab your event, but that's it.
You don't have a card that's like whenever you play an event, do a thing, or whenever you.
No, this is the only card that references events specifically.
Yep.
So this isn't like straight Don Machi levels of craziness, but it's
Not even close,
it's
Nah.
Yeah.
The idea is you like run this combo, but you could also run like the level 0 Anji Brainstormer, because that means you don't need to have like the Maria combo in your front lane. You just have something in your back row that you can play that allows you to play the Magic Tome event.
Which is the Anja Brainstorm?
We'll get to it. It's like
Yeah,
slot
it's
73.
pretty late. Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was a red card. Okay,
Not
No,
late.
no.
okay.
She's the one that gives the level 0s in front of her 1000 power. So she's designed
Oh
to
yeah,
work
that's right.
with
Yeah.
the
Okay.
7 shitheads and the event.
Fascinating combination we end up with. Yeah, this is like
Okay. Yeah.
I do appreciate the creativity on it. It definitely suffers a little bit from the combination of this not being an event, like a set that heavily supports what its gimmick is. But I feel like I actually like these like warehouse events like more than cigarettes, at least.
Yeah.
Just easier to get high level cards off of it. I feel like.
Yeah.
I will say this too. Because there's not a lot of event support in this set, and because this is off kind of a bad trigger, I think this definitely deserves a single rare slot. So it's like perfectly placed for the rarity as
Yeah.
well, which I like. And the book is a uncommon, that's fine. This like card is primed for support in the inevitable Umineko like premium booster or whatever. Like
In the
you would
fighting
just
games. No, the
you would
phage play, I forgot.
Yeah. You would just need to print like a book support, and that also does something when you play the event, and then boom, this deck instantly becomes 2% better. You know.
Sure.
Well, yeah, I really like this.
And then like the event by itself.
Oh
is
yeah, we
like,
gotta rate this too.
Yeah.
Warehouse is just a great beat.
Rate it
Yeah,
with
for
and
me,
the
the
yeah.
fact that
yeah.
We're good.
the fact that you have a brainstorm that actually lets you use this more consistently, I think is good as well.
Yeah. Easy to get, easy to grab. Good effect. Alright. Moving forward.
Yahoo.
Oh, this one's
I
crazy.
already spoiled this card a little bit, but
Yeah.
Well, not crazy.
This one is on me. Yeah. 2/1 Witch of Miracles Burn Castell. 5500 power with the Soul Trigger. All of your other family or magic characters get 1000 power, so global 1k, and an alarm effect. Pay one, ditch one at the start of your main phase. If she has the top card of your clock, you may pay the cost. If you do, refresh.
bonkers.
It's not that crazy though, because Hololive has it and never played it because main phase free fresh isn't like the best time to free fresh. Like
Fresh.
you'd rather honestly have like an on demand when it's played free fresh card.
Yeah.
Or in backup.
Yeah,
Because,
free
oh no,
fresh
I
backup
triggered
as
2
well.
doors. Let
Yeah.
me woobity woobity woo.
Yeah, you want more control on when it happens than just beginning of main phase reset. So
And also, the Hololive one was a bomb, I think.
it's
It
like
was like just a normal like red reverse bomb. So
yeah, because like a
like
nene.
you could like play this like a global 1k. I just feel like has better implications than just a bomb.
Yeah, my counterpoint to everything you guys just said is that there's like 3 cards in the set with 2 or less climax early play that this card can let you play into. Like this lets you play into the Featherine finisher because it can let you early play the changer, and it lets you play into the Delon Dianor, how you pronounce her name, the memory shoot thing. We've been
Leonard
and
A.
like
Knox.
yeah, and the thing is, this card's blue. Like if you're not trying to fix for blue, you can still play this in your deck and just block it at level 2
Just
and
for
just get
the
the free
effect,
fresh.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like and because it gives all your other characters 1k, like it's fine to just play it 1 or 2 and standby because you can just get this in whenever it's convenient and have your board be slightly bigger. Like I get it, I totally get it that the timing is weird, but like because your deck is so reliant on these 2 or less climax early plays, and even the Anja Beatrice in red is a 2 or less, and that card is a heal on play, and it's a Shion, right? It's like a heal on play, and it's 11/5 cross turn. Like
Yeah.
if you're playing mono red, that card is also a card that you can do. The other one is this is why I was like kind of like frustrated that there were so many 2 or less climax early plays. Like it's great that you have this card, but this card becomes a premium in the set because you have so many 2 or less climax early play cards that you would try to early play. In the context of this set, I think it's like a B or B minus, honestly.
Yeah.
Like in general, this card's probably like a C, but in the context of this set in particular, I think it's way stronger, and I think it definitely deserves the rare slot for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Covered. You
And
want
I
to talk
think so
about
too.
snakes?
I don't think there's anything wrong with this card either. Just for the record, like I think this card is fine in the set.
Oh.
You don't need a free fresh counter. You don't have an on-demand free fresh. This is your free fresh if you want to play it. Like, it's a bad free fresh, but the upside of it is it lets you play into all your other stuff. That's how I'm trying to rate it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That makes sense. Okay, cool.
Is this
So-
under spec?
So about
Sorry, you talk about the lore. I have to
Yeah.
double check our reference.
so about those snakes. That's a very good question.
So you know,
Your tail, right? The tail is
she
snake.
she just rolls up in like episode 8 and just out of nowhere snake attack, never uses it again.
huh? Okay.
She's like Piccolo.
But this is like the only like CG shot where you see like her. So I was like, all right, guess I gotta use it.
Huh. Fascinating. All right. Yeah. This is 500 under spec. That top ability is 2K. The alarm refresh is only actually 500. There's a Kaguya card that proves that.
Okay, resolves.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna pick a side.
Woohoo!
Oh god. All right. This is Invasion Erica. She's come to deliver her terms. There will be room for negotiation. Please open the gate is on magnify trigger. This card gets 1,000 power for each of your family or magic characters in your backstage. On play, she is a check 3 add 1. And then she is the Rio combo, which is pay 1, pitch trait, end of attack, as long as you have another character and are magnifying your climax area. Deal 3 damage.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie. I thought this card was just Marine.
No, it's Rio.
but it is-
Closer to Rio.
It is. Well, no,
It's
but like
closer to Rio.
Rio is.
But you
Rio
mean
is
like the
stock
on play
character
effect?
with a 3 and stock 1. Yeah.
Yeah, Rio
Yeah,
has
so
the
this card's-
Marine on play, which is why people get them conflated, but it's
Well,
the minor
yeah,
difference
what-
between the combos and the fact
all right.
that...
We'll go with this. It's Nino.
Is there a Nino with that?
Yeah, the Nino is the pay 1, ditch 1, burn 3, right?
Yeah, but it heals on play instead of this other thing.
And I don't think it's end of attack either, because that's the
No, it
I
is.
suppose end of attack.
It is. Nino is end of attack.
Did I change it for Arknights then?
Yes.
Or am I just...
You changed everything for
SpaghettiOs.
Arknights. Yeah.
When this card attacks, if you have 2 or more other on attack, deal 3. Pay 1, pitch 1, 2. Okay. And then Nino...
It should be end of attack, isn't it?
That was like copy text and pasting except for changing traits, so wild. But yeah, no, the thing about like this, right, is that the reason that Rio and Mayin were double R's is because of the trademark Mayin effect. Like every time
Yeah.
you've seen it, it's like the thing that pushes a
To kill
card
your
over the
friends
edge.
to do fun stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, so when you're trying to use this combo on another thing, it never hits quite as hard, you know? This still gets up to like swinging at 12k. Top 3 check is still like close because it's still like securing like either the climax or another copy or whatever. But because it's just not that same level of raw advantage that makes that good. Having said that, because this is a magnified trigger and it's an experimental trigger, like similar to the other, well, I guess no, because my original thought of that the Coronet combo was apparently me just not reading the card correctly. So I thought it was like not as good as Coronet. No, it's just better Coronet, which is wild. And this is just like a less crazy card as like a mine or whatever, which is why it kind of makes sense as a rare. But if there's anything that was going to be like a, you know, like sit down and change a card to an advantage combo, the experimental trigger might actually be a better place for that. I don't know. It's
I
fine.
think for me, I thought this was just going to be the Rio combo with more power, but it's not. It's an on play check
Nah.
3. That still makes it good. End of attack pay cost burn 3 is still really good. This is very efficient. This can let you play into your stock swap at level 3 much more easy. It can let you play into the clock tower event at level 3 for trying to, or not clock tower. That's a YouTube channel you should subscribe to. But no, it's the grandfather clock event. We'll get to it later, but that card's a card you can potentially play as a finisher. This can help you play into the magic spell Beatrice level 3 as a potential other thing you can do at 3 to give a character cancel burn. The one downside to this card is that it can be memory kicked. Thankfully, it's 11-5 cross turn, so it's unlikely to be memory kicked, but it is a weakness.
Well, it's
of the card.
11k cross turn, but yeah.
Yes. The one thing this card does not have going forward is it currently does not have a soul trigger.
Huh.
Oh,
That's
No,
really funny. Guess I'll have to do that.
or make it a 10k.
Oh, it's
One of the
yeah,
two.
make it a
Yeah.
Aladdin did it. Why not?
Yeah.
Oh, this could
It'll
just
be
be a
funny.
mistake, but like
Oh,
as
it absolutely is.
yeah.
Budgetary wise,
it
it's a
needs to be
mistake.
10K stronger.
Miss the
Um,
soul trigger, damn it.
Nah, because Erica doesn't have a fucking soul. She is evil.
Oh yeah, that's actually a thing you could play with. Just
Nah,
that'd be funny.
yeah,
nah,
all of
Erica,
your soul
baby
triggers
girl.
went
I
to
love her.
the lion early on, whatever. Yeah, Leon got her soul. See, I was thinking because I was about to go mold on this card. If this was Rio, this might be like the second or best finisher in this set. But because it's just an odd play turn 3, it's far less efficient. So I think I'm just gonna give it the B plus. I actually might need to go back and re-rate. Yeah, I'm actually gonna bump the Battler back up to an A plus. I thought that because I think the Battler you would probably play over this card. They're both 11K cross turn, and
Oh
No, I think
yeah.
the battler is 11-5 during your turn. Oh wait, no, the
no,
blue battler. Never mind.
the blue
You're right.
Battler. And the thing is, like, you might say, okay, well, you don't get to dig for your own climax, and you'd be right. But the thing is that the battler is on a pants trigger, so you can use the pants trigger over the course of the game to ensure you have the climax. The Erica needs that 3-card dig to get to the magnify trigger.
Or CX swap one of the two.
Or you could just yeah. No, I really like this. I can't wait to brew with 8 mag. I think that'd be really cool. Obviously, I've had 8 mag in my set, but my finisher was not exactly fair. So
Hmm.
I think this is more, yeah. There's a reason we don't talk about Marika on this channel. First,
Or we keep
Oh,
having
she's
to.
so pretty.
or we keep having to,
She's so
yeah.
pretty. Yeah.
We try not to keep talking about Marika. She keeps finding
She's
ways to
she's my
rear my head.
wife.
She clogs our
She's
sinks
my
with
wife.
her.
She deserves it.
Yeah, she does.
I have
She's
to
cute,
post
but
a
like,
picture. I have to post a picture of my custom do it for her mat where it's all Marika.
God. All right. Moving on. More level threes.
this is Investment Pro. Klaus. Is he also a family member or something?
Yeah, he's got the
Yes,
crust
he
on him.
is. He's got the crest. He is Kinzo's first son.
Got it.
Ah.
There's JV's been paying more attention than I have.
I'm getting my part 8
Um,
JoJo's lore now mixed into this, and I heard first
Oh, I
son.
talked about this card earlier. That's right. Okay, so when he's played on stage, you can draw 2, ditch 2, then blind stock 1. I tend to like that effect because you get to play these guys way more efficiently. And then his other ability is when he attacks, you can pay 2. If you do, put the rest of your stock to waiting room. Choose up to 3 cards from your opponent's waiting room. Return them to their deck and they shuffle. I don't know. Like this card probably deserves to be a rare, but like I don't know what deck you're playing this in. There are a lot of funny things you can do with if your opponent has a really small deck. Like if you're playing the Icy Tail, you
Yeah.
can shuffle
Yeah,
back.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking of. Like that's my note on this major note is play this with the AC tail as you just decompress them down. Like the ordering on that, I'm not entirely sure about, right? Because like you probably like icy tail, and then go for this, right? That's how you do it.
Well, no, you go for this first, pay out all your stock, shuffle 3 climaxes back. It's okay. They cancel the first
Oh right,
one.
it's
You
shuffle 3.
get the
Take the one.
stock. Yeah, you get the stock from the trigger, and then you swing with the battler, pay 1 stock, mill bottom 5, get the other 2 climaxes out of their deck.
Yeah. I for some reason my brain got the flipped where it was choose up to 3, leave them, and then shuffle the rest back.
No.
But no, I feel like when I made the note, I had it right. But yeah, just like recompress them so you can decompress them with the icy tail. It's pretty sick for that, and it's on budget.
I think.
Yeah, Moon Tourism is a solid investment choice.
Thanks, Elon. God.
So based on discussions I've seen at the on the PGH channel, I think that what you do with this is you just shuffle back 3 clean cards.
I mean, yeah, obviously you do. However,
What if?
But yeah, it's like the Toa
you could be
level
funny.
3 in Hollow, right? The Toa level 3 lets you like look at the top card of your opponent's deck, either leave it on top or send it to bottom, and then she icy tails 3, right?
Level
So like
zeros.
you basically always send the card to the bottom unless it's clean, right? And if you reveal a 0, they're like, okay, well, do you put it on the bottom to burn or do you leave it on top? No, you leave it on top because you know it's not a climax. Like you don't care about the icy tail. You just care about sticking the clean damage. So like you're
Oh.
probably always shuffling back 3, but like there are times when you might consider shuffling back 2 or 3 climaxes with this. But like it's I don't know. I really don't like that you have to pay out the rest of your stock. I think this is like
Yeah, it's flavorful.
Because it's shuffle back 3, like that tracks. Like that's the
What
the
you
way
do
this
is you
ability
just
works.
start your attack phase with 2 stock and attack with them first.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, yeah.
And then
I
you
mean,
get the stock
that's how
backstory and
Slime
then...
does. Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe if I've actually played this profile, I would have a better like frame of reference for it. But just reading it as is, it's just straight
Yeah.
C for me.
Yeah, the bottom effect exists in a Bochi, and if you want to play 8-door, you play that card because it
Okay.
also gets you a climax. So you use it to get the climax, and then it's also just a solid decompression tool before your big burn for your Bochi combos because your Bochis don't need stock; they only need hand.
Right, yeah. That's nice for that.
Yeah, it's a M for Moon Tourism.
This card lives in Icy Tail. That means it has like a confirmed place to be in, which is nice. All right. I mean, I feel like this says it all, right? Rich guy, he thinks that space tourism is a big thing that's gonna happen because people are
Yeah,
obviously
this
gonna go
dude
to
would
space.
he would fall for the Pakistani prince scam.
Yeah, the Nigerian prince or whatever.
Yeah, the
my God.
Nigerian prince. That's it.
They
He
need
would fall for
help.
the Nigerian prince scam.
They want me
We're
to give
going to
them
send
money.
transgender
I'm the
aliens to the
strongest
moon.
guy.
All right, moving on. What's
Here
a
we
zoo?
go. That's a great question.
What is a zoo?
Curious girl Beatrice, 500 power. Of this in your backstage, all your other characters in the left and right positions of your center stage get 500 power, and pay 2, tap, and heal 1.
What's the flavor of that first effect?
The flavor is just kind of her caring about being in the back row rather than being in left and right position. So this is Beatrice the second. This is the secret child Kinzo had with Beatrice the first, and has her tucked away on Rokenjima on a mystery mansion that no one knows about.
Right.
So she's like essentially kept captive there. Like he built like giant like gates around the property of the second mansion on Rokenjima so that Beatrice couldn't leave and no one could enter and all that other fun stuff. So she's kind of just is uber depressed and also gets raped by her dad. So that's cool.
Oh, good. Thanks for that. Definitely needed to hear that.
Wouldn't it be a visual novel without incest?
Yeah, she needs to pay 2 rest heal for herself.
Yeah.
With the T's for.
I don't know. I just think there's too many other good back row cards, but
Yeah.
like this card's like
It's
fine.
whatever.
Yeah. It's like assist, but not.
Yeah, the first time I read this, I thought this was Taketsubo, like the pay 1 rest self, clock self to salvage.
Hmm.
I think if this card was Taketsubo, it would be better, but pay 2 rest self heal isn't bad either.
Yeah.
The only set I've played that has Taketsubo was JoJo, and then Bochi has it, and I have honestly haven't decided if I'm gonna play it yet or not.
Hey Billy, what was your favorite
Whims of the Creator episode?
I really like the one where
Gadget and Weeb.
talked about
Bochi.
for a long time.
I was fixing to say, I don't know how much of that Bochi talk actually makes the final cut. We'll find out. Anyway.
Oh, come on. You gotta do
The final,
for the
what makes the
content.
final
Just
cut
the
is
channel.
just me saying, check out my channel. I talk about Bochi a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll just get a black panel. Don't worry, we already have one in the editing I've already been doing. All right. Next up, this brainstorm we've been talking about for like 5 years.
The brainstorm we've been
Yahoo.
talking about for 2 whole videos.
So yeah, this is Lonely Girl Anji. All of your level 0 lower characters from this card get 1,000 power. Brainstorm, pay 1, rest TV characters, flip 5 for each climax revealed, salvage a traded character. What I was gonna give you shit for before I knew any of the lore was the fact you called this card Lonely Girl Anji, and all of her effects are based on other characters, having other characters, all that. But then it's like, well, yeah, she's lonely because she doesn't have these other, like, humans around, but she clearly has
She
all
doesn't
of
have
these,
any
like...
real friends. She has
Yeah.
7 imaginary girlfriends.
Yeah, so like, it checks out. It's just the fact that her name is Lonely Girl is just such a fucking oxymoron. If you're playing into the 7 stakes at all, or if you just want a flip 5 brainstormer and you can find, like, it's not hard to find a back row that you could stick this with, it's perfectly fine.
Or you also run this with the Maria level 1 combo, because this gives you an Anji back row to keep on your board to always have the opportunity to play your brainstorm events.
Yeah, got a place. I
Yeah.
just don't think it's anything crazy though, so like, I feel like
Yeah.
there-ish. If it was rest self, this card would go so fucking hard. And they have been doing it.
Like Rest Self Mill 5.
Yeah.
Well, those require specific triggers.
Not all of them. They have rest self ones that don't. now.
Oh wow.
I feel like you actually have room for the budget on this because it's just like a 500 power demerit. So this could sit at like 500 power and be that, but at that point it's not uncommon. So for the rarity spot, it tracks.
I need to rate this. I just don't know.
If you don't know, you put it in the middle of the pack.
Yeah.
Could just put it C. I think
Yeah.
I don't know. This you like only play this in that deck with the 7 imaginary girlfriends. I think it's C minus for me.
So you wouldn't
This
play
deck
this with
doesn't.
the Anji level 1 or the Maria level 1? Wow, okay.
I don't know. I mean, it doesn't. It can't benefit from it.
You would play this because the event needs a Maria or Anji on play.
Yeah, it's true. I don't know. I
But
still
if
think
you
it's a C
have the
minus.
level 1
But
combo out, and that's when you're trying to play it either way. It's like the turn after when your board's
Yeah, the
cleared, then you
turn
can defend it.
after if your board's clear, yeah.
yeah, that's true.
Or like for some reason you're not running the level 3 Maria because you're running it because it's post I nerfed it and it's a doo-doo ass card. And now like your only like front row Maria is the level 1 combo and like you're in like level 2 and you don't want to play the level 1 combo anymore. Well, I guess these events are dead cards now, but playing the Anji allows you to always have those events
Something
be
with it.
playable.
That's fair.
Yeah. I think it's definitely a good reason to play that. I was sorry. I was just thinking about like the last set I reviewed had a Rest 2 brainstorm, and I was like, is there any upside to playing this in this set? I don't remember if we've already talked about it, but for me, I think this is like I don't think there's anything in this set that can really like. I guess we did talk about
The most you can
the
do
early
with
play
it is
changers.
the early play changer, yeah. That was like
Yeah.
the
Okay.
most like fancy stuff you could do with it.
Yeah, you can just play those down at level 2, then rest them both to gain a thing, and then you
Right,
stack
yeah.
them off to the early player thing. Yeah, okay. Yeah. I just
Right.
want to make sure we discuss that potential implication. I don't think that's crazy. I don't think it affects the score. It's just a funny thing you can do.
Yeah, it's not Dress Up Darling where they had like 17 change, like not 17, but enough changes where like that was more than just a consistent gimmick. That was like instrumental
Yeah.
to some of the insane shit you could do with that. Here it's just like a thing that happens sometimes. Still totally doable. Speaking of things that happen sometimes, oh boy,
Do I get to read this?
you do. I
The
should have asked
I
to
OG
trade.
do. Oh my
Beatrice.
gosh, I'm getting all the cool shit.
Yeah,
All
I
right.
should have asked to trade. This is I missed out.
All right, so if you watched the last video, you may recall we describing like the very, very, very beginning of the lore of this. This is the rival Beatrice. She's like Italian, right?
I'm afraid we will have to skip this recap for time reasons. Time reasons.
So anyway, the gold is Beatrice's family's gold, basically,
Yes.
right? Okay, I'm glad
And
I remembered
fun
that.
thing, so all this gold is technically misprinted. So like one of like the key like things about the gold in the story of Umineko is that it all has the family crest of the Ushiromiyas. However,
Oh.
the gold was like misprinted when it was being stamped. So instead of having like an actual like I don't remember the exact symbol it's supposed to be, but it's supposed to be like the German like eagle or something like that when it was pressed. But it was misprinted. And so Kenzo was just like, all right, I'm just gonna make my family crest that symbol.
That's hilarious. Okay. So that's why. That's wild. I mean, good for him. It's distinctive.
Yeah.
It's potentially sus because I'm pretty sure that German eagle is.
Well, yeah, it's
Isn't
half
that
the
a little?
German eagle. So, like, it's fine because of
Yeah.
misprint.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's what you're saying because it's not a full-on Nazi
Yeah,
symbol. It's just half a Nazi
no,
symbol.
it's not. It's half of one.
They fucked
It's
it up.
half.
Yeah.
It gets new meaning.
Yeah, so it's like, all right,
Okay.
I'll just make that my symbol.
All right.
Weird. All right. So
Yeah.
anyway,
Now let's talk about the actual card.
yeah. So on play, you can ditch a character to search your deck for the hidden gold and add it to your hand, and then on play you get the top 2 rearrange. I don't think the top 2 rearrange. Oh no, it does matter. Okay, yeah, cool,
It
because that
does
plays
matter
as the
because
event
of
as
the
well.
hidden gold event.
All right, so the event is really funny. This set is really cool, but it doesn't have green. Thankfully, this card, if you have a climax in your climax area, gets to be a gold bar in your trigger zone. So if you happen to trigger this and you have a climax out, this card effectively lets you. There's no reminder text on this, but what effectively that means is if you trigger it, you get to add it to your hand and blind stock one. So this event can technically like filter itself to hand if you have a climax in your climax area. I think that's a really cool flavor. especially because the event is a on-play reveal top of deck, choose a little extra lower family or magic character in your waiting room, and return it to hand. So it's a one-card version of it's like a one-card cigarettes basically.
Almost.
Rico.
Yeah, it's Rico, aka it's wisdom cubes that salvages instead of searches.
That's right. Yeah, right, Rico. Duh. So yeah, this card is like fine. It's really more funny than anything. It's cool it has a card that bonds to it from deck, and it's cool that it can like search itself with the trigger. And then yeah, the card that bonds to it just also gets to incidentally like tough to rearrange. It's actually a super underrated effect. Like the Krista in AOT, I think to this day is the best version of that profile they've ever printed, because you can on play look at the top card of your deck and decide, do you want that to be the card you're revealing, or do you want to try to reroll? And also because you can send it, even if you have no cards in waiting room, like you have a chance of like sending a 0 and then getting it back if you need it. This card doesn't send the card. It's not like that stupid level 0 we saw in red. That's just a freaking on play Mocha. But like you could combine that card with the Mocha and then get you all the targets for your event that you need. So implications there. The event doesn't give you deck speed. So like in Adventure Time, you played the camera event in that deck, in your standby deck, because you had a card that could bond to it easily. But my point is, this might be a thing you would consider for standby, but I don't think you end up seeing this in standby.
No.
But I do
Yeah.
I do think you see this in like everything else. I think this is a really cool thing you can do in any other deck that's trying to fix your blue.
My one complaint about this card, the Beatrice itself, is that search for this event is anti-synergistic with the fact you want to be triggering it. So I would prefer that it be pitch generic card to salvage the
And
event.
salvage, yeah.
That would be
All right.
like the peak. Because that would turn this from like a B minus into like I am jamming this in
But it's
every
no
deck in
longer
this set I
hidden.
play.
It's public information if it's from the graveyard.
It got
That's
buried.
true.
Buried treasure.
There's a specific set.
Yeah, I get it.
I know it because one of the guys in the Virginia community has that deck, and it's fucking the only time you should call bar treasure because the cost of it is to bury the treasure from your hand into the deck.
Is it Kamome?
I don't know. Okay, it was a JP set.
Maybe.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
Summer Pocket
So
said.
that's the one.
It might have been.
That's the
I
one
have
thing I
no
come down
idea.
on this card is that
I
like
have zero idea.
this.
I played against that deck once in my entire life, and it was 3 years ago.
Yeah. All right.
Mm.
Cool. Yeah. The fact that this is anti-synergistic with what the card itself is wanting you to do to actually make the most out of it. Yeah. No. If you're giving it a C plus, I'm gonna go lower than you. Top 2 is good. Top 2 rearrange is good just to have on a level 0 you can just play whenever. But you want to be, if you're gonna be making use of this card, you don't want to be pulling it out of your deck. So yeah.
I think because the set has Mocha, that second effect is kind of overrated. And I also think, unfortunately, there's a couple other events that you might be trying to play that's maybe slightly more playable than this. I guess you don't need a climax combo to bond to this. You can just use this and grab them
Yeah.
all. But Warehouse is a card that you could potentially justify playing without playing the book combo. You could just try to slam 3 or 4 of it in there and just play it as a counter for the next speed. Where am I coming down on this? I like the card. I mean, JP, you know how hyped I was about, what was it, the Recloss event that you printed, which was just the Mermaid Cube on a counter. This isn't quite that good, but it's close.
It feels very different use case because of the secondary effect it has. This isn't a card you go digging for to repeat. This is a card that you incidentally find just by playing a deck that can recur its combos frequently, and then being able to trade that for being able to just get that free characters out of it.
You know what? There is one implication you can do here, and that is that because the Beatrice can search for the event, you could play the Beatrice, ditch a character, get the event, play the event, get a level 0 arrival Beatrice in your waiting room, call it over this, ditch another character, get the event from your deck, and just use that to thin 3 cards out of your deck, or 4 cards out of your deck. I mean, you have to discard a character each time, but that is potentially something you can do if you're really that concerned about being in a bad deck state. I don't know. I didn't think of that until just now. So before thinking of that, I was going to give this a C minus because I think that the Mocha level 0 is the card you're playing over this. But because this can pull cards out of your deck, I'm going to give it a straight. I'm going to give the event a slightly higher rating. I'm going to give the event a B, I think.
If this set had shuffleback, generic card shuffleback, I would be so happy.
Have they ever printed generic card shuffle back?
They have card like.
Or at least like non-climax shuffle back for...
Hmm.
I
You know,
think
that's a
it's
fair point. I don't actually. I know
Because, like,
there's
Because
like
every
traded
shuffle back
characters
I
or
see is
whatever.
always characters. Yeah, it's always traded characters.
yeah.
Yeah, it might be like in a like an event heavy set like Fearin or something that has one that calls it out. I can't think of one though. You're right. I hadn't thought of that.
The Momo is characters, right, in Avatar?
Yeah, Momo's characters.
Hmm.
Oh, yeah, but that set has the freaking Avatar state, so you don't care that it's a character. You're going to shuffle it back because it counts as a
Yeah.
climax, basically.
Yeah. Invent a card that lets you shuffle back events,
No.
or just specifically
no.
this card, or traded characters in whatever in the stage play or fighting
Yeah.
game set, and I would be much happier. All right.
Oh,
Let's
boy. What a ride that one was.
see.
I don't
Now
think you
check
can
out
be
this
trusted.
rat.
I don't think you can be trusted with duct tape.
Duct tape seal Erica. When this card is placed on the stage from your hand, choose one of your opponent's characters, and that character gets the following ability. This card cannot move. And then ditch a card, send her to the bottom of the deck. Search your deck for a family or magic trait character, and put it into your hand and shuffle your deck.
Cool.
So, there is going to be a theme with a couple of these blue cards, specifically Gertrude and Cornelia, who are like the two like lobbed off characters in this card art, being the perfect detective she is. Erica, in her true wisdom, just had a slight feeling that a murder was going to happen because wherever a detective goes, a crime will follow, as her logic. So she walks up to one of the servers, like, "Yo, you got any duct tape?" And he's just like, "Sure, here you go. Why not?" So then she's like, "All right, cool, bet. Now to prepare in case of a murder." So in the guest house, where all the family members are, she goes outside in the middle of a typhoon and cut like little slits into each like section of duct tape. Like she'll take like a 4-inch piece out and like cut like parallel to the edges to like make like 4 or 5 little slits. Write her signature on it, and then in the middle of a typhoon, go outside, do all this, and duct tape every single window and door. Entire
What?
guest house. Goes back inside. Her room is right next to the cousin's room, puts her ear up against the wall, and just does not sleep and listens to everything.
What?
She has, as being the perfect detective, she has like super Batman levels of prep time. She can do anything. And essentially, she does all this to define the definition of locked rooms. Because if the duct tape seal is not broken, that means the room has not been exited or entered, which means it's a locked room, which means a murder either can or cannot happen, depending on what's inside those rooms.
Okay. That
Self-
is goofy.
Self-described intellectual rapist Furuno Erica.
What the fuck does that mean? Anyway.
What do you think it means?
God. Alright. Like, you play this as like an anti-standby tech. The fact that it's like, I don't really know about these. Like, this is like a counterpart to like a helmet, and I feel like in a lot of situations, the Time Machine helmet is just a more fun card. You still probably can squeeze a copy of this in as just the like lockdown on your opponent's standby targets in the back row. So, yeah.
I mean,
So for me to talk about Bochi a little bit more, I really like
I was
this
gonna say,
card
yeah,
with
Bochi.
the Bochi with the Bochi combo, because your Bochi isn't selective, but because it sends itself back to deck, you could just rip this out again. So like you could play this with Claire, and then just trade this in for an actual selected card that you want.
I like the Leon too.
The Claire is a shot combo, right?
Yeah, Claire's shot.
That's right. I forgot the card was in the set. All right, yeah.
You've got Itsuki combo, then you also have the Leon that gets you the like dead level 3 for half the game, so that you can just
so
like
you
slide
could
this
yes,
in.
you can trade that. Yeah,
So yeah, it's a tech card, and then also it has like use cases for the decks that are like kind of
Yeah.
disadvantaging themselves on selectivity.
I mean,
for
look,
reasons.
Bochi is playing this card as like a 2500 vanilla, as like a one of. And there's another set in JP that has this that I think is playing it. This having the extra utility effect, I think, is just another reason to incentivize yourself to play it.
Oh yeah, you play
Like
a copy at least.
basically, if you want this, like you said, if you're playing the shot combo, yeah, you could just easily slot 2 or 3 of this in and have a good secondary, like a feather in your cap against standby or other decks, right? But like in Hololive, right? People are playing that spider cooking Hachima just to stop standby, right? This is a card that like if you're playing this card to counter standby, the spider cooking Hachima doesn't do anything. This card at least has an upside of being able to cycle itself. I don't think there's really a downside here. The reason you'd play this in different decks is that one deck would want it for the first effect, one deck would want it for the second effect, but because the effects are both good, you're like both decks win by wanting this. You know what I mean? Like I might be a little high on this, but I think I'm gonna give this a B plus.
Another thing is that once you like play it, it doesn't sit around on your board, which is what I really
Right.
like about this type of profile. Like if you're at level 2 or 1 and you're playing a level 0, you kind of feel bad because you either have to like play on top of it or just like let it sit in your back row and do nothing. So the fact that it gets rid of itself to search for another character to grab or like replace itself for filtering is pretty good.
Oh yeah.
Hey, you can play this with the Andra Brainstorm and decide, depending on your opponent's board, do you want this to swing for 2,500, or do you
Or
want the rest of this
you could tap
the
it
rest of
and
this
sack
cost?
it.
Yeah, and then just send it back.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's pretty good. I do like that. Yep, good for a tech card.
Yep.
More uses than most tech cards get. All right, he's on fire now. He
Yeah.
is really
Oh
finding it.
no. Oh no, Kinzo. He'd die. Oh no, no.
I mean,
Oh
he's burning
no, I
alive. It's
die.
fine. Anyway, during your turn, if all your characters are traded, he gets 2k, so he's a
Oh
4k
my
level
god.
0. Whenever the family of magic characters front attacked, you may pay 1, put this card in your waiting room to return that character to your hand. This card should be much higher rarity. The Takina in
Yep.
Like a Rico is a double rare. This
Yep.
is
I
insane
was
to
gonna say
have
that.
here, but it's a really good card. You probably do actually want this profile in your set somewhere, but in the process, you're gonna have to displace like a small colony of birds to find room for
Yeah.
the rarities.
Birds like seagulls, like Umineko.
Yeah, you're gonna have to make a lot more seagulls cry if you're gonna keep this in the set as it is.
I mean, I would argue that the Takina probably didn't deserve to be. I mean, it deserves to be a double rare in Lycorica, but that profile is probably just a single R. I mean, your
Yeah, I
JC
think
has to be
the
like the
Daya is the single rare.
yeah. Your JC has to be as good as like the Lloyd JC and Spy Family. That card can like optionally give you 2 card deck speed on play. But like this probably should still be a rare. I mean, the Crony is a rare in Hololive.
Yeah.
And that card's only like 3,500 cross turn or something. This is not an uncommon. Having said that, I don't even know if you play this in the set. Like it's a JC. You
Yeah.
know if you need to play it, but like, does a JC that doesn't do anything else relevant? Does that actually have a place in an Umineko deck with all the other crap we've seen?
Yes, because you can bounce back your Beatrice the first to hand and search for another event.
I
But you
guess.
want those in your deck to get incidentally. It's like
I don't find my climaxes, huh?
that's
What
your
if,
own problem. You're not playing the Kome or a
what if
lineup
I'm
against
just
you then.
bad at Weiss and I can't draw my climaxes?
Oh well, yeah, that's another issue. Yeah,
Don't you think good at Weiss?
depends on who you ask and at what point you. It's God. There's no way to define one or the other on those. All right, yeah,
I
no,
mean,
this card's insane. I feel like you
look,
can find places to excuse it, especially because like it's just a 4K swing of all the plussing zeros in this. It's the most plussing zero of the year.
I don't know about that. I mean, I think that the Chaser's way better. It's
The Chaser probably pluses more, but
It no, this lets you pick like a thing to recycle, and there's enough like modern day utility cards in this set that being able to recycle like Rickies or like just other shit that you need to be able to play.
yeah, recycle the Beatrice.
Yeah, that's what I'm leaning towards. I think you're either recycling Eva Beatrice or you're recycling your shot combo.
Yeah,
So you can just keep doing that over and over and over again.
yeah. There's enough cards that it can be justified.
Yeah.
Or Eva,
in
not
this
Eva,
scene-
Erika. You can recur the Erika also, which is kind of nice. I mean, but like the thing is, I mean, this is what's crazy is like Hololive already had Corona combo, and even when Set 2 came out, right, nobody is playing the Corona JC. Nobody is using their JC to save their Corona combo. Nobody is using their JC to save the Chloe combo.
they're just gonna play their Rane Rico and then just get all this shit back next turn, right? Like,
yeah, this set doesn't have
just
true
play
Rico,
the.
so
Well,
It
no,
has
but
a
it has the
delayed
event.
Rico
So just play the event. Why would you not just do that?
because it's not a level 0. That can also plus.
I guess. I don't know. I don't think this is bad,
Uh,
but like, I'm gonna give it a C plus in context of this set.
Alrighty.
I just don't know what I'm playing with this in yet.
Fun story about this card, or at least the card art. In the second game in Umineko, I think, is second or third. It's pretty early on in the story, essentially. Kinzo has like a conversation with Beatrice, the witch, and he's just like, yeah, so I'm gonna do this like death roulette thing to try and revive you, and I'm gonna wait until like this specific night where we have like the most people on the island so that I have the highest chance to survive. And Beatrice is like, oh, that's really cool. Anyway, you're gonna die first. Snaps her fingers, he just combusts.
Whack.
damn.
I can't believe that.
Wow. All right. Fair enough.
He also has the flame trait.
Oh my god, Shauna standard. All right.
Nah, Tokyo Revengers standard, bro. With
What?
the one other card that has the flame trait in Tokyo Revengers.
That card doesn't trigger
Yes,
off
they do.
flame trade, does it? That's what I mean by standard. Is like you actually make use of the trait.
Nah, but it'd be funny. Shut up.
Yeah, you just run the
Shut the hell
Tokyo
your mouth.
Revenger card in it. That's how that works.
Yeah, it'd be funny.
All right. Next card. Chef Man.
Magical Chef Goda. The goat.
I was about to say, is he the goat?
Oh, abso-fucking-lutely.
So during your
Oh, hi,
turn,
Mark.
all your other family or magic characters get 1,000 power. You can rest him to. Oh, I know this card. So you can rest this card, put a character from waiting room underneath him as a marker. And then, if he has a marker, you can rest him to put a marker underneath him into your stock. It is Potion Rimuru.
Without the heal.
And instead, it gives you passive plus 1k power on your turn, which I think is a fair
Honestly,
trade.
yeah, I think that there's some decks that probably want to try to play this.
Use it with the book level 1.
It could. The Goda's just a guy. Like that's really like the best way you can describe him. He's just there. He also has beef with a 16-year-old.
I mean, a lot of 16-year-olds have beef with people. That's fair.
Well, no, this is like a grown-ass fucking adult.
Yeah.
Has beef with a 16-year-old kid who's
Yeah.
confused about their gender.
A lot of people who fit that subscription have beefs with adults. That's like their a target demographic.
But he also doesn't even know that character has like confusing like gender identity. He thinks Shannon and Kanon are two different people. And he's just
Oh.
like, oh, Kanon, I messed up, but I'm gonna blame it on you somehow.
Yeah.
What?
I'm here to take everything from you. I don't even know who you are.
That is weird. All right. Do you agree with us as a C plus?
Yeah, resolves.
All right.
So,
Moving on. Next card.
Yes, I get to talk about small bombs. Outlandish claim battler. Why does this have a soul trigger? Fuck.
Oh yeah,
Ignore that. Ignore
oh,
that.
dang it.
that's where it was.
That's where Eric.
What's her soul trigger and ended up here?
Gave it to battler.
Truly, she is the greatest detective.
If you have two or more other family or magic characters, this card gains 1,000 power in the following ability. When this card attacks, if the character facing this card is level 2, this card gains 6k, so it becomes a 11k. And then start of the Encore steps, you do not have another rested character, you can pay 1 to rest him. The food they were given had small bombs in it, which exploded from the inside of their stomachs. Devil's proof I refuse to explain. I love this scene. I remember reading this. It's like the end of episode 4. And this is like the climactic battle between Beatrice and Battler. Like in a normal story, this would be like the end of it.
Oh.
And just out of nowhere, he just says, all right, they were killed by small bombs, which was hid in their food, and they were timed, so it exploded in their stomachs. Devil's proof, I don't have to know how the bombs work to prove that they exist. I refuse to elaborate.
What in the fucking... All right, sure, man. What the fuck? That's hilarious, but still, like, just...
This gets B for bombs.
God.
I don't care about the actual card. It's small bombs.
Gotcha. Yeah, no, like, it Ignoring
is
the soul
hilarious.
trigger, like 11k level 2 killer is gonna be a thing that someone is going to find a place for. Like, you're gonna need it for some matchup or other, so like, maybe like, here, it's fine.
And funny thing, so this is like a whole like red truth, blue truth argument between Beatrice and Battler. Beatrice never denies this. She never denies small bombs in red, which becomes so important later.
Holy shit.
Interesting.
Like, we get a comment saying, that's fucking bullshit. This argument is stupid. You're stupid, Battler, but she never denies it in red.
She just leaves it. Oh, that's hilarious.
Which is really funny considering the ending of the series.
Yeah, like, as far as that's concerned, that's just canon. Nah, this is what
It
happened.
is.
What
It
happened?
almost is.
Beautiful.
All right. It's a level 2 killer. Sometimes you need these. It's got a good second effect. I don't know. You know if you need to play this.
Yeah.
You know, if you need to blow up your opponent with small bombs.
Yeah, it's like a playable second effect if you don't have anything else around, but like that Encore's not terribly good, honestly. Alright, next card. Yes, this is the one who's named after the flavor text from the other one. This is Repetition Request Battler. On place on stage from hand, look at 2 cards from the top of your opponent's deck, put them on top of his or her deck in the original order. When damage dealt by this card is cancelled, return this card to your hand. It's cool. I probably would not actually be playing this.
Gimzo was
It's
already
funny.
dead. Is that a blue truth or a red truth?
That is a blue truth, which is confirmed in red.
Mm.
So that
approved.
scene I was talking about earlier where Kinzo was burned alive by Beatrice, that never happened.
Oh.
There's so many fucking scenes in Umineko where it's just like, these scenes just do not happen at all.
What the fuck?
Oh, that's not confusing at all.
Not confusing at all.
Yeah, exactly. Well, you see, it's not confusing because none of those scenes are played out in red truth.
Oh, dear God.
So you always have to take everything. If it's not in red, you have to take it with a grain of salt.
Oh,
That's not
God.
to say if it's not in red, it's not true. There are plenty of things that are true that are not in red, but there's a
Interesting.
lot of things that just do not happen in the series that are shown.
So, like, the duct tape thing, did that actually happen?
Oh, no, the duct tape is real. That is 100%.
Okay.
Okay, the duct tape is real on those game boards.
Oh, right. 'cause
In
there's
the
a
Okay.
grand
difference.
scheme, Erica was only written into those game boards because people in the future theorized about her being there.
Oh, God.
She was actually not on that island.
Oh, God.
Oh,
Time
that's right.
manipulation.
Not
Alright.
even time manipulation, just like universe manipulation. I don't know.
Actual card itself.
Doo-doo fart.
I mean, I don't know about that. I mean, I guess you get to see information, so you get to
You look at the
know
top
when.
two. If you see a climax, you swing with this first.
Yeah, he can plus himself.
Yeah.
I think there's way better level ones to play in this.
Yeah, there's just
Yeah,
so much other shit you'd play before this, but like in and of itself, it's
Yeah, but you're playing Battler Waifu.
yeah. In a Battler waifu deck, you absolutely are running this guy.
Goes hard.
How are you fixing for blue and Battler Wave?
He's got cards in
yeah.
every color. What do you mean?
He's got cards in
Like-
red and blue. We just got
Yeah, I
over
guess so.
another. He has a finisher. We just put the small bombs battler.
Yeah.
All right.
You have
I'll
the
give it
option
to you.
of playing 2 stack pants or 2 stack twice. Either one. Alright. Next up. She's back.
Okay.
Or two stock door.
This is Twin Blades of Truth, DNR. Once she attacks, she gets 500 for every other character you have, and she has pay 1 Twin Drive on attack. Again, this is one of those cards. It's like you know if you need to play this, but I mean you have it's 1 Twin Drive in red. I guess this
Yeah,
does
but
have
what
the
if I would need to
interesting.
pay out climaxes mid attack?
This has the interesting implication of being able to pay out like your shots or your mags or your choices mid attack. Yeah. There might be a world where you play this, but I think that just the straight poop your hand to get more stock with the one Beatrice, the Virgilia, I guess that's who that is. Like, I think that's way more important in standby, just so you can make sure you can pay 4 for the magic spell Beatrice. I don't know. It's fine. It's fine that there's another twin drive option in the set.
Yeah. And it's flavor because she has the ability to use both red and blue truths. She can swing twice. She triggers twice. Yippee!
Oh wow.
She's got 2
That's
blades
the
you
dagger.
can't see that are colored.
Yeah.
Yep.
Her model is the sprite is very wide. You can see like the little hilts, which
She's
is like
blind.
enough.
Yeah, it's enough to ID.
I think you could do the thing where you make this 1K weaker and give it a soul trigger, but that's just me.
That'd
I
be
don't know.
like
Yeah.
strictly better than like the
Yeah.
friggin' Ruby, the Voice SP,
Yep.
or not the Voice SP, the Yang
Any
SP.
more reason to give Yang the
Yeah.
strap to be is funny on me.
Claude. All right. Our
That's
wars with
just my
a third
thoughts.
fan base. We're good. Oh, next. Hey, look, it's Shannon. We haven't talked about it.
Oh yeah, we don't need to talk about this card. We talked about it so much in the red video too. Like this is I'm sorry, this is not the card I was thinking it was.
Yeah, no, this is
Yeah.
different.
Uh-uh.
This is a Nexel backup.
Yeah, okay. Sorry. Yeah, somebody read this.
Yeah, she makes a little barrier.
Yeah,
She makes a barrier.
yeah.
Okay.
Unused backup, pay 1, pitch trade character. Yeah, send trade character from stage to winning room. On backup, choose one of your opponent's characters. Character gets -1 soul until end of turn, and choose 2500 backup on top of it. -1 soul backup is.
I hate these.
It just doesn't really do anything, especially at level 2.
I play this. The only time I've ever played this is in Levi Waifu, and it's only because it's the counter you can play in Levi Waifu. It's not terrible.
You just need power, so you
Yeah.
play it.
The thing is, there's another Levi counter in set one that's like a 2500, but you have to mill 3 when you use it.
Oh,
This at least is
Yeah.
like something that's not terrible that you might want, but like
Yeah,
no,
Unite on reverse combo.
yeah, but that's all it does. Like you barely use this whole
Yeah.
neg thing unless you're. I don't know. It's like it's just such a waste of a stock. In
Yeah.
this set, you have enough stock generation that you might legitimately get some use out of it. But like in Levi, you want that stock to sit there so you can stay compressed, and this just it pays it out for no reason. So like I don't. Oh God. Again, I think this is a fine include in the set. It's something different. It's not just a free fresh counter or another memory kick or any change, but. Yeah, well, that's rough.
does not make it a better card. All right,
Yeah.
we
You know what? I'm gonna give it a straight D because the flavor's good. Because she did just put a move protection spell.
have we already talked about Canon Shannon more than just the mention in the chef card?
Well, I did say that they're the same character,
Okay,
and that's it.
is that all the
That's all I
relevant
really.
information we need?
For a card later,
Okay,
for one card later, yes. For another card later, no.
okay,
But that one's more about count on rather than shine on.
all right, yeah. We'll talk more about them when it matters. In the meantime,
Hideyoshi.
I think you could don't. This is just a 10-5 with hand on core, really.
did I already talk? We already talked about this card.
Wow.
Anyway, yeah, it's fun. It's a body for
Here,
standby.
Yeah, if you play it in standby if you need it, if you don't, whatever. I do think it's funny that like this card was a rare in Adventure Time, and it's a uncommon here, and I'm not even I'm not even gonna justify it. I think it's like fine and uncommon now,
Yeah,
just because of the way Power Creep's gone.
yeah.
It should have been me, not him. He's Ava's husband, and Ava's my favorite character.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
fair. Why'd you give him a good card though, or like a decent enough card? You could have shafted this man so much harder.
Because I do like Hideyoshi. Hideyoshi's a really cool character.
All right,
Uh,
fair enough.
I just, it should have been me, not him.
Okay,
I should have been the one that was able to cry into Ava's armpits at night.
understandable. Have a nice day. Speaking of cards that have a
right.
nice day, there's we
Yeah.
got another double review.
Can you read these
Yippee.
ones? We've been jumping around the last couple, but I think this is yours.
All right, resolves. Culture Festival Kanon, 00500 power. All your other Culture Festival Jessica get the following ability. When this card attacks, look at the top card of your deck, put it on top, or put it in drop, and it gains 1k power until end of turn. And has a pay 1 salvage bond for it. Culture Festival Jessica is a 2/0 with a soul trigger, 3k power, and says during your turn, this card gains 6k, so it becomes a 9k. And on attack, Shimikai pumps something equal to number of other characters times 500. So all in all, with the count on back row, it's a 10k on attack that also surveils and pump something. And remember
Wow.
how in 2 videos ago I talked about a Toho reference? In the original game for Umineko at the cultural festival, Jessica cosplays as Marisa from Toho. Her entire band cosplays as Toho characters. and they sing Silver Force's Petan Petan Surubuto because one of the verses in that song references Higurashi.
Oh, that's funny.
But in the remake, they removed it. And it is like the one bad change the remake does. Like the remake,
mistake.
like the PS3 remake is like the definitive version. It has like voice acting, like a bunch of like sprite artwork and good CGs, but it doesn't have Petan Petan Surubuto
Fair.
and Jessica dressing up as Marisa.
That is a somewhat of a loss. All right. Well, God, it's a weird pair.
What did you base this off?
So the Kanon is the Asuna from Alicization Set 2?
Okay.
Okay.
And Jessica's just a card that I was like, yeah, this will be funny.
Well, it is funny.
Jessica was just like, here's some power math that works. I want to add a 2-0 to this set. It'll be funny.
Yeah.
You know, it's
It
even
is funny.
funnier. All right, hold on. Let me double check my work just a hot minute. All right, so the second effect on her: choose one of your other family magic characters. That character is plus X power till end of turn. X is equal to the number, which would be that X is equul to the number. That's
500. That's a 500 effect.
So
Shimika's 500 effect.
you are 500 off then, because a 2-0 is actually, it's not a 7-5 base. It's like an 8K base. She gets to be 500
Is
bigger.
it really?
Yeah, we have them in like
Funny.
Leko Rikyo has one.
No, yeah, you're right. I forgot. One level is 2,500 power.
Yeah, but also this is a cost 0.
Yeah, it has a 2-0 vanilla.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, don't worry.
Yeah.
I see
so,
now.
1-0 5,500 is vanilla stat line. So 2-0 8K would be vanilla stat line without a soul trigger. With a soul trigger, it would be 7K vanilla stat line.
Okay. Yeah, so it'd be the minus 500. Okay, yeah, resolves.
Yep. So 3,500 power.
God, this is such a funny thing. Like, I remember when I put this slide together because I was like, why does this have it? Why is this the card that has an alt art of any card in the set? It's like, all right, I understand now because just to make the reference.
Because Marisa, that's base.
Yeah, you have to make that reference. It's just funny that a freaking common in a set gets the alt art and nothing except for like the one event.
The
doesn't have
event, it's an alt art.
Yeah, but like this is just a very weird ass thing, right? So it's like a 10-5 that you don't have to pay stock for, that also gets even bigger, and also it gets to choose its trigger. Like, this actually goes kind of hard in like a build of like the card combo deck, right? Where
Yeah.
you have like your middle game, so you can recycle that
because
effect.
it can scale to level 2, right?
Yeah, and also it gets you like another dig, so you can pull another magnify, so you can actually get a copy of your level 3 combo to hand. Like, this actually does some work. It's just a wild combo, and I it's like also like, just how do you find slots for this in any of these decks? I think that's like the one I would call out. Yeah, and then the Bonder is just like, you have
your
to play
favorite
with it.
character is Jessica.
Yeah, like
that's how you find slots.
And also to really make use of that in that Karna deck, you end up having to run copies of this Canon, which is just like the guy. I don't know, man.
No,
Yeah.
Kanon's good. I like Kanon a lot as a character. So Jessica like asks Kanon out on a date to the school culture festival because she's embarrassed because she's like the only one that doesn't have a boyfriend, but she's been having the hots for Kanon, who is also Jessica's best friend Shannon, but she doesn't know. And she's like, all right, here, I'm asking you out on a date. Sit in that audience section over there. I'm going to go upstage and perform. And depending on if you're reading the original or the PS3 remake, she is either performing Soul or Slop.
I think, JB, you had a really good point about this being a 2-0, zero cost character. But you got to remember the Kanon is a pay one bond as opposed to a ditch bond.
Yeah,
so I think that kind of evens it out for me.
It is with 2, and you'd have to end up paying 2 stock.
Yeah, but it also pluses you, essentially.
Yeah, it does plus you.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to be with JB in this one. I'm going to give the Kanon, I think, a C-, and I'm going to give the Jessica a C+.
like I can see a world where you would obviously want to play the two together, but like it is a costless soul trigger, and if you're someone who just wants to go ham on those, there's a card in the set that lets you do it. So
Yeah, you
and you
want to
can
run
play
eight
tempo
choice, have
cards.
fun.
So yeah,
Yeah,
also music
yeah.
trait.
She's a guitarist and a singer. She performs in her school band.
But when she's got the fisticuffs, there is no music trait whatsoever.
Well, yeah, because she keeps her band a secret from her mother, who's very hoity-toity about everything.
That keeps the band the secret, but not the violence?
Yes,
Oh, wow.
correct. Well, yeah, because her father taught her how to box, so like,
Oh, that's like somewhat respectable, but having a
yeah,
career in music, God
yeah,
forbid.
music that is not classical does not fit the Ushiromiya family name
Okay,
because fucking
gotcha.
Natsuhi is Kinzo's biggest dick writer, which comes up as a plot point.
Oh my god. Alright. Let's move on to the next plot point of this set review. This is slacking off Kumasawa. At the beginning of your opponent's attack phase, you can pay 1 to slide her back to an open position of your backstage. And pay 1, put this card in your winning room. Top check 4 for a family or magic character. So that second effect is only 500 power, so this is 500 under spec. And
Yippee.
if she sacked the character instead of paying 1 to move back, I would like this card so much more. But at that point, maybe it's worth a rarity bump. I don't know, like because it doesn't quite pay for itself, right? Like if it paid for itself and like sack like a cheery at the like as a way to do it, or like a reverse character, like after your Kome's gone off, and then you just sack it so you can move this back, and the next turn pay 1
clock
pit.
yourself. So clock yourself and sack it. I see.
No, not for the act. Put that on the move back effect. Put the sack character as a replacement for that one.
Alrighty.
Yeah. Like it gives you.
But she doesn't kill anyone.
She doesn't have to. She gets you. Oh, for the flavor, you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's lazy.
And it's clocking yourself. Okay, I see. I see the issue. Oh well.
Well, here's what you do. This is your only 0 in your opening hand. Fucking turn 1, you play this, swing, pay 1, run to the back row. Second turn, you draw more 0s. Move her to the front row, attack 2 or 3 times. Now you have the stock to do both effects.
Oh God, no. At that point, I just let her die and draw into more 0s. It's not that paying 3 stock for a top check 4 is not worth.
For 2 pluses and a top check 4?
Because she's only like at 1k or 500. Like it's not like the field plus is getting over something, like winning a lane and having this live.
No, the field plus is that she's going in the back row so that they can't swing over it.
Bro, that ain't
and
it.
you just move it back up next turn.
That ain't it, dog. A card that does nothing that lives is not worth the slot.
It does something when it lives. It sacks itself to fucking top check 4.
No. If this was sack other characters so could combo with the Kome, this would be worth something. As it is casualty of unfortunate flavor not letting her do shit.
Yeah. All she does is hang around that house and talk about mackerel.
Why does she have a card then?
Because she's actually really important. Because she's essentially Sayo's mother figure.
Oh my god. That is just like, yeah, look, she is important, but she does nothing rough. I think I know why they had so many characters in this visual novel now.
Yep.
God. All right. Next meme.
Speaking of nothing characters.
Oh boy. This is Cornelia. When it's placed on stage from hand, you can choose on your opponent's level 2 or higher characters. That character cannot stand during the next stand phase. Okay.
Oh.
And then when another one of your characters is put into your waiting room from stage, if this card is in your backstage, you can send it to waiting room to return the character back on stage at rest.
Oh god. So the duct tape seal, like, just like, hey, you can't move. And then this one is the actual anti-standby tech. But it
So here's
also
the thing:
it's a JC replacement. Roll
Cornelia and Gertrude only show up when Erica is using duct tape seals and establishing locked rooms. So Cornelia and Gertrude are the personifications of the duct tape.
You're fucking with the dog. That's so sad.
So they all have like stun or freeze effect.
Oh my god. I mean, it's funny. It's like the wild thing, right? Is that like in my head, it's like normally you'd pick one of the two. This is the one that's actually like the tech card of the two. The other one actually has like broader implications. This also means that if for some reason you don't want a 4K JC, maybe you won't care about the stock more than you'd expect in a set where you can just gen stock for fun and profit. Like you can run this instead. It's roll compression.
Also,
Oh.
the counterpoint is you don't have clean cut in this set. So
Yeah.
this card isn't nearly as good as if clean cut was in this set.
I think there's like, I don't know, there might be a strategy where you'd use this.
Oh, right, okay.
L2 or higher characters. It's really just a funny tech card.
Yeah.
This can potentially help you recur your Maria combos if your opponent finds a way to out them.
Yeah. Kind of like the Sora Brainstorm does for Sora.
Yeah.
That is true. That's another thing it can do.
I think I'm with you, JB. I think it's a C minus.
It's not useless, but like
Yeah.
it's in a weird spot. All right.
It's funny.
Yeah. Got the best personification of duct tape.
Bit
This
of
poor
duct
girl.
tape.
Next man.
She's just trying to get her promotion.
What?
Yeah, like her. So like her as an actual character, she's like the new hire, and she's trying to get her promotion in the court of heaven because
yeah, thank you. Good.
yeah, it's fine. Yeah, Umineko's a fun series. You should spend 200 hours reading it.
God.
All right, untrustworthy husband Rudolph, 002K. During this card's battle, when damage you received is canceled, put this into your stock, and on play climax swapper. Swaps out climaxes like he does his wives.
Wow.
Damn. I mean, this is Watame. I'm pretty sure.
No.
No.
Watame is
Oh, damage
1500
dealt.
power.
Right, this is damage
Yes.
received, so it's cheaper.
Yep.
So it swings bigger. The fact that this is your one climax swap is funny because of the Spyro principle of climax swaps usually define something about your deck. And this one is just like another stock plus in a set.
God.
So like,
Yeah.
like if you want to say like something that does define this set, I guess unironically and ironically is like both, because it is ironic that it's just an additional part of that, but like this doesn't give you anything new that the set doesn't have. It's just like, here, have more of it. It's a
Have more stock.
And also the fact that this is a common stock swap, that's nice.
Yep.
Like
I thought we agreed that we would just ignore the traits. Or
No.
not the traits, the rarities, because we knew they were fucked up.
No. The fact that you have a climax swap at common when you don't have a trial deck is actually super fucking sick. Right? Like, I am perfectly fine with that being a thing in the world. And like
I'm not. I think this card should be a rare.
this set doesn't have it in a
Double rare
climax swap
climax
though.
swapper. Double rare plus. Fuck it.
God. You know, that's fair. If you made this a flat 2500 and just put it at common,
Mm-hmm.
but that also just kind of sucks. So the fact that
Listen,
this is like
JB,
playable.
Well, I wanted my climax swap in my Scooby Doo set to be a 3K vanilla, but I realized that if I did that, it would have to be a rare because of the precedent of Luna being a rare in Hololive.
God.
And I was like,
Hey now. Ophrey has that exact card, and it's like an uncommon or common.
Yeah, no, it is a rare.
No,
Like,
they got it wrong with Hololive. It's fine.
that's not true. They did Hololive is not like no. My point is sometimes
VTubers
you
are
get
cringe
misunderstood.
unless they're sheep or clowns.
Yeah, no, they actually made legit rare and like rare worthy climax swaps later. That just big enough is not like not justification. I think like This
I
could
think
be
it
an
is.
this could be an uncommon. It'd be fine.
It could, but it's not. It's a common. I think it should be an uncommon or a rare.
You have enough cards in blue in general. You can justify just moving the rarity up on it too without changing anything.
Probably. I don't know.
Because
It's like a B plus for me. These are so good. Like I know everybody plays the Nina in Hololive because it has this whole trigger. Your deck does more damage. But like
and it has the
anytime
top
that I
check
need a
too.
climax swap, I'm always putting Watame in there. Always, 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 because the chance of getting extra stock is just like, oh, mwah, yes, give me stock. I just want more stock, please. I threw together Rooster the other day, and I just threw Watame in there because I was like, fuck it, I need a climax swap. And I'm so glad I did. Like, the amount of things you get to do, like, oh god, it's so funny. It's just, I get that, like, Ina's good, and I know why Ina's good, but, like, the extra stock, like, whenever Watame gets you that stock, you're just like, yes, I got it. Yes, so,
It happens a
I'm a
lot
gremlin.
less. It happens a lot less
I like stock.
often than top check 2 rearrange mattering, but it is still good. You're right.
Yeah.
All right. Next card. School
Yeah,
uniform
go ahead,
Angie.
Yubi.
If you don't have another character, she is 3,500 power plus and traded hand encore. Hang on. Is
What?
that? Wait. Huh?
Yeah.
Why is it traded?
Ask the Bochi the Rock promo.
Is this
Because that's just a copy.
this card is the butch the what the fuck?
There's I think it's either Bochi
Yeah.
or Rio.
So
But it's a copy of this. Flavor is she's all alone, she's a doomer, yada yada.
all right, hold on.
So the Bochi is a 2K base. If you don't have any other characters, it gets 3,500 and non-traded character encore.
Ah,
So this
there we
is
go.
this is 3,500 and traded character encore for her being 2,500, which is
Still wrong.
it's still wrong.
Because for level zeros it doesn't matter. Hilarious.
No, level zeros.
Yeah.
For level zeros, the trade. I mean, it would matter. It's just that you would have to do some other fucky shit to get it to work. This card would get like 1750 power
Bet.
and just be the weirdest creature in the world. It's not. It like it still loses to like
Hey,
a.
they
Like, God.
They had that Hawk in fucking either Hawk or Hawk Mama in Sin Set 2, where it was like 50 something weird number.
And there's Aqua who has a 4450 in the set 1 premium because that's her weight in kilograms times like 100. You don't need this.
Yeah, you don't need it. It's just a flavor effect because she's alone and everyone bullies her because she's the only survivor out of a giant family suicide murder ritual.
Yeah. There was one thing I wanted to say about this. Like her being a zero and also being Anja, in theory, like that's supposed to synergize with the Anja Brainstorm, right? Because she's like
Oh.
3,500 if you have the other thing. But like the fact that this is supposed to be a 2K means that it like peaks at 3K, so it just peaks at vanilla power.
Yeah.
And if you have the Brainstorm in the backstage, you don't get the plus 3K and or 3,500 in hand encore.
3,500, yeah.
It's just like, yeah, it doesn't actually.
This is just an effort, me guys. Like, why would you just play the drop search that is 3,500?
Yeah. Yeah, you would. There's literally no reason. You're right. Unless it's the only card you can get in your hand after like a mulligan of 4.
It's really funny, but like, there's like, okay, so let's like, say you mulligan for this, and you play it, and you attack, and you're like, lol, I am 5/5, and I have hand on core, and your opponent's like, okay, I go front, side, right? Or like, say they have an on reverse bomb, and they reverse you, and you go, okay, cool, I did your character, I encore this.
Huh.
All right, cool. So you've got a 5,500 level zero that you just hand on core. What are you gonna do on turn 2? Are you gonna play 2 more zeros to get the stock, or are you just gonna attack with this again? Like, let's be real.
This is like, if you God, this is one of those cards where it's like you want level zeros that sack other characters for. You know, if that made. God. All right, it's fine.
Yeah.
They have pluses
like,
because she has the name for the event. That's literally the only thing going for it. Next card.
Oh, yeah, that's true. That's true.
This card's more significant.
This is Revenge Eva, not Eva Beatrice, just Eva. She's got the crest thing. She's a 1/0 with 500 power. Actually, I read this card. I like this card a lot. She's a 1/0, 500 power. When it's placed on stage from hand, reveal top. If it's a character, choose a character in your opponent's center stage. It gets minus 6,000 power till end of turn. And then when damage you receive is canceled in her lane, you can pop it back to hand.
So all the foreshadowing from the Funny Bunnies and their minus power finally pays off. Big reveal. They are personifications of two things. So their actual designs are based off of a little like toy army rabbit set that Maria had to play with. They're like toys. When they are used in the story, they are Winchester rifles that were bought that were Kinzo's.
Oh. Oh, that's fascinating.
If you hit the coin flip, you just get to shoot them with your gun.
Yeah.
Incapacitate them.
I was gonna.
So the actual solution, so like what really happens on the island.
So I know that I put out the spoiler warning at the beginning, and a couple of times throughout I've made little notes. At this point, Weeb is just gonna start going through the entire ending of the series through these next couple of cards. So if you don't want to know the conclusion, just stop watching the video now. That's right, you're free to go. I'm giving you direct permission. If you don't care and just want to see all the pretty cardboard, you're gonna learn the entire plot. Ultimately, part of this show is giving the creators space to talk about these series that they may or may not have really had a chance to go into a lot of detail about with someone before. So if that's not your bag, well, we've got like 8 cards to go. So, make your choice. Anyway, back to the show.
Did I tell you about the riddle? About like
Separate.
the witch's epitaph and like how
Yeah.
it's like the key to the hidden gold?
Yeah.
So the whole like all like the adults in the family solve the mystery. Mostly Ava solves it because she's the goat.
Mm.
But the family solves it. They discover the gold and they have a little argument about it.
A lot of money.
Ava gets in an argument with Kraus. Kraus is like trying to like either I think Kraus was putting the gun away from her or Kraus had the gun. I don't remember. But the gun misfires and Kraus gets shot and he dies. Chaos starts to ensue. Kyrie, who we haven't gotten to yet, and Rudolph, their whole plan becomes we're going to kill everyone on this island.
Oh.
And we're just going to take the money and run. So they shoot Ava, or Kyrie shoots Ava. Ava's still alive. She doesn't actually die. And she's like, all right, you killed my husband, you killed my child, and you're about to kill me? Fuck you guys. I'm killing everyone. So then she murders everyone else on the island, essentially, and escapes. So known to the public, she is the only survivor from the Rogenjima incident
Wow.
that was on the island.
Huh. That's
But she was not the only survivor.
That's fascinating. God, this is so like I don't think you can print Gwess on a common. I feel like that card's too good to be common. I was going to like my notes on it were like, why isn't this a rabbit? That's wild. And then like, oh shit. No, she is, because she's pointing one at someone.
Yeah, she has
oh
a
my
rabbit
god, that's
in
why
her
they're
hand.
Chesters, because it's fucking wind. Oh my
Yeah,
god.
because it's a play on the word Winchester. And the numbers are like the fucking like model numbers or like the gauges or whatever.
Oh
yeah.
my god. That
That was
beautiful.
my exact thought. Like playing the game was, wait a minute. These are Winchester rifles.
That's so
Holy
good.
shit.
God. All right. So yeah, but my other thing with hearing that story was like, wait, so she took the damage. Wouldn't that be like because it's called like when I first read the cards, like yeah, revenge. Revenge would imply like maybe damage not cancel, which changes the math on it. But no, she took she did. She kind of did and kind of didn't.
Doesn't die.
So like yeah,
she
so like
doesn't
damage
die.
received is
She
cancel
was
is fine.
attacked but does not die.
That could be counted as canceling.
Pops back and just comes back just guns blazing.
That's beautiful. Yeah.
Ava is my favorite character. I love her so much.
God. I feel like this is another like card that you just bump to uncommon just to appease the gods of rarity and still be fine because you can afford to have more uncommons than commons in a set like this. It's fine. Those numbers get really screwy. But like, as far as as far as long as they even each other out. But yeah, no, like Quest is perfectly fine. In a set you're already having all this power minus in, like you can kill stupidly big things as long as they're not hexproof. Like there's enough cards in here to get to like
You
minus like
can make something neg 2k power if it has hexproof.
if you have all three sources of like not even like you could kill like 9k level 3s.
Yeah.
That's very good. I feel like
Yeah.
it's a bit of an investment, but no, I do think Wes is just a very good card.
I mean, you can kill anything if you have enough stock and the fucking 0/0 money.
Yeah, yeah, and it's not that hard to hit the top check
Generate stock, yeah.
or do that. Like it's not hard to hit the top check as long as you're not running any of the events that are like anywhere from like God, yeah, no. What are your thoughts, Gadget?
My thoughts are, I don't know. Does kill threes better, but it's a coin flip.
It's not a hard coin flip to secure.
Oh no, it's not a coin. Yeah, and there's top two rearrange in this set. There's ways you can check it.
Yeah.
On damage you receive is canceled. You know what? I'm gonna give it a B minus. I don't know what deck plays this card, but it's probably got some utility.
Yeah, like if
At the very least, it can plus itself.
if you're playing the rabbits as like a package, you just slide this in as just like a all right, now I'm just gonna kill your early play and you can't do shit about it.
Yeah, that's right.
Stuff like that. Yeah, all right.
Easily slotted in anything plain blue.
Yeah.
Congrats on your waifu being good. Next card.
Yeah. Yay.
Behold. George.
Bottom deck backup. George.
Right, yeah, hold on. This is a bottom deck 1/0 2500 backup. Like
Yep. She has this. Surprise.
okay,
Woohoo.
gotcha. Alright. That's a card.
Yeah.
Honestly, this set's 8 standby deck is probably stronger than Bochi, so this might actually see play.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh,
That
yeah.
implies Gochi's fucking 8 standby deck does something.
Yeah, what do you mean?
That shit is so fucking vanilla.
Bochi the Rock doesn't have 8 standby. It doesn't have any standbys in it. It's missing 2 climaxes that it should have. Along with a character just not having any cards in that set.
You have one card.
I've done this bit twice, and you've missed the shark both times.
No, I know. But she has one card. The purpose of her card is you put it to your level to give your Bochi level 1 combo the experience.
Yeah.
All right, you know what? Fair enough. She has.
No, actually, he's talking about PA-san.
I'm actually talking about the dinosaur Bochi.
What? But that dinosaur's beautiful. I love that dinosaur.
I am indifferent on the dino.
She's so cool.
If you want to learn more, you can watch my video.
God, I might actually, just so I can write a comment about your opinions on the dinosaur. All right, next card. Behold.
Yeah.
Local
Single mother Rosa.
Oh my god.
If you have 2 or more other family or magic characters during your turn, she's a 6/5, so base 4/5, 1/0. And on reverse, pay 1, rest a character, and ditch a card, right? Yeah. Pay 1, ditch 1, rest a character, on reverse, salvage 2.
Fuck.
Himeno. Himeno.
The flavor is she abuses her child.
Oh.
So you have to rest one of them to do the thing.
Oh, okay. That tracks.
You know what's funny about this is it's just a card that pluses you for pay 1. There might be a deck where you play this as your plussing thing you're doing at level 1, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're playing fucking Anji standby into a level 3.
You know how they just revealed that new Climax combo for ReZero? It's like a level 0 on Climax play. You get to basically Rico, and then it's like a brainstorm or something. I don't remember if that's exactly what it does. I think that's correct. I think it's a Cosmo brainstorm. It just gave me flashbacks to Seven Deadly Sins, and I was like, does ReZero have anything they can do at level 1 so that they can just afford to not play a level 1 combo? Like, if ReZero had this card, I could see that being a thing they would do with level 1. It's just playing this and just hoping that they can, like, get 2 lanes of this to get like ditch 2, salvage 4. You know, like I think there's implications there. I don't know if you would forego playing a level 1 combo, but like you could. There's not a level 0 combo on this set, is there?
No, this set's very like 1K1, except for the standbys, and the standbys are still
Yeah.
like one of them's a level 1.
And the standby doesn't have a finisher, yeah. So like, it's not like you don't need to play this.
Yeah, it's a
It's not like
it's
it's
a,
not like JoJo's where your 8 standbys are at level 2 and level 3, so you need a level 1 to get you there. Like, how does that affect the rating? I think if this had a way to actually pay off this card, it would be a B plus for me. But because it doesn't, I think it's just a great B.
Yeah, I feel like the because they have this as the Humano, like a Humano card in Chainsaw Man. I feel like there was a world where they were like, yeah, you play that with your stock soul,
Yeah,
and that was like their
makes sense.
concept of like a thing. With this set, this is just like you have a bunch of other stuff to be doing at level 1.
I mean, that's probably how you play him in a waifu, right? Is you play the stock combo, you get your 1 stock off of it, then you sack it, and then you have 2 lanes of this
Yeah,
to salvage, right? Yeah.
sounds about right. Especially if you could just dump cards that you didn't want off the combo because you just had to take them because they were names. All right, more ladies. Devoted Knife Nazi. 5 level assist for traded characters. When a climax is placed on the climax area, choose one of your characters. The character gets plus 2k. I mean, it's a lot of power on climax play. The fact that you have 2 cards that can just like you could just on climax play give anything 3k if you played them both.
Oh Lord, yeah. Well, the brainstorm too, right?
Yeah, the other
Yeah,
one's your
that's
brainstorm,
the
and
other
then
one.
this is the card that you'd rest along for the rest too, if you didn't have like change or anything to mess with.
Well, I
Wow.
mean, that brainstorm isn't the rest two. That's a soft help.
Oh, right, yeah, because the
But
butler.
like, if you were only playing level 0s, though.
You need the
Yeah.
3k, but yeah, you could have instead of
The
the 3k
Kinzo's
on
biggest
climax.
dick rider. Kinzo's biggest dick rider. Fucking obsessed with the idea of her being like the head of the family that she married into. Kinzo can do nothing wrong. He is perfect. Idolizes this man. Comes back around to bite her in the ass when in game 7, one of like the blue truths that almost gets like accepted as the correct truth by witches is that she is implied to be sleeping with Kinzo
Huh.
to try and get like favors and money out of it, which doesn't work because at this point we find out Kinzo was dead the entire time. For an entire year, he has been dead at this point. So, but Natsuhi and Kraus, who are the current heads of the family, or at least successors, have to hide the fact that Kinzo is dead because Kraus is embezzling Kinzo's money because Kraus is god awful at making investments and deals. So he's bankrupt, essentially, and in debt. So he's been funneling Kinzo's money to try and pay off debts.
Huh.
And letting that get out would fucking tarnish their reputation and whatever. So for like 2 whole years, they are pretending that Kinzo is still alive.
Wild. This card is like hard to place because it can be like this set can have such crazy power swings on it, like
Yeah.
with and or without this card. Like I don't know which ones you
And
prioritize.
and in any other set, you would want this to play with standby. This set has so many good like 1/1 and 1/0 targets that you'd want to standby in. Like, I don't even know if this card sees play, but it's not bad.
Yeah, I mean it's only the 500 on the assist, but it is 2k on turn power to something.
Oh, it's not a level assist.
Well,
Oh, it
this
is a
is a
level
level
assist.
assist,
Oh
but
yeah,
like
yeah,
if you're
Yeah,
yeah.
playing
it
a
is
bunch of
level
level
assist.
ones versus like
Right,
a
but yeah,
standby
but
deck with 2s and 3s, that's actually an
yeah,
issue.
because the climax play power can scale pretty well into the mid game. I don't think you mind playing this
I mean,
over
like,
a standard 2/1 or 3/2 assist.
well, I mean, the difference is gonna be like if you're like you just said like a bunch of level 1/0s and 1/1s, which means this isn't defensively boosting them as much as like we've got the 1k that's also the alarm, right? Like this is an offensively slanted assist for that standby deck if you're running it in that.
Yeah, okay. I think I'm going to keep it the straight C then, because this doesn't really do anything defensively.
Yeah. That's a fine place for it. All right.
All right, Weed, you're gonna have to give us the lore on this one.
All right, 18 Years of Jealousy, Kyrie. It's a 2/1, Soul Trigger, 2/5 power. If a marker underneath this card, it becomes a 11k. And on play, choose a 7 shitheads of Purgatory Leviathan in your waiting room. Put it face up underneath this card as a marker. So all the 7 shitheads are based around like the 7 deadly sins, the 7 deadly needs, and Leviathan's is jealousy. So there is a battle, quote unquote battle, because 7 shitheads don't actually exist, so therefore these fights don't actually exist. Where Kyrie has to fight Leviathan, and Leviathan's like, "You fool! I am the sin of jealousy. I'm been jealous for X amount of time," and yada yada yada. And Kyrie is like, "Bullshit! I've been jealous for 18 years straight because my husband had cheated on me and had a child, and I've had to raise this child as my own because that mother died." So, and like later on in the series, when we see scenes of like Leviathan, she is paired up with Kyrie a lot. Leviathan just starts like to look up to her a lot, and they just kind of like become not best buddies, but they become friends and cool dudes within all like the scenes where they're together, which don't actually happen. Trying to think. Kyrie is Rudolph's wife, and he cheats on her with a girl named Asumu. Kyrie and Asumu have like their delivery dates at the same time. Asumu's is a miscarriage. However, Rudolph is married to Asumu, so he's like, fuck. He pays the doctors exuberant amounts of money. He's like, swap these babies now. This is important.
Oh.
So Kyrie spends 18 years thinking she's raising someone else's kid.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah.
Okay.
To be fair, this whole game is weird. This whole series.
Yeah, this whole game's weird.
That's
Yeah.
So like this card would never see play, but it's a 10k with 2 soul. It's a 2/1, which is fun.
Yeah.
It's just like if the Giorno from Golden Wind just got a soul instead of 1k power, which kind of makes it better,
Yeah.
honestly. Like you know, like swinging 2
Now it's
for that.
yeah, 2 soul for 1 stock is pretty funny.
Yeah.
You're either playing this in a deck that wants to do more damage, in which case you're playing the Leviathan and some other random deck, or you are putting this in the 7 suckers
Seven-
deck
Yeah, the 7 shitheads of Purgatory.
just to potentially have a big swinger at level 2, but
But
you
you
could
already
just
have
play
big
the
fingers at level 2. Yeah.
yeah.
You don't have soul pushing at level 2, so
I'm gonna give it a plus because it's flavorful, but nah, F
Perfectly fine.
plus.
All
All
right.
right. This is the tap counter. We talked about this in
tap
red.
counter. She's
It's
personification of duct tape. She locks someone
yeah.
down.
This isn't hollow tap counter. It's the regular cost for this, which is pay 4, ditch 1. This being in the set is insane implications considering 8 standbys a deck, and also you have the freaking Maria to neg soul things and just not die. I
Terrifying.
think I'm with JB here. This is like an A for me, just because you like. I think that you've balanced the set well enough that it can support this. I don't think it's like absolutely insane that we need to choice restrict it, but like definitely further testing required. Because
Time will tell.
every time somebody puts this in their set, I have to
Yeah.
be like, whoa, whoa, whoa. I think this is in Fire Emblem. I could be wrong, but I think this is in Fire Emblem.
Sounds like a thing that would happen, yeah.
So I don't remember. Like this is the thing, right? I've talked about before. Usually, when Volk makes sets, he'll do like a 1 color deck or a 2 color deck, and so the tap counter only ends up getting and played in one deck that he throws together. Potentially, a set like that has like there's a pile you could play where the tap counter is so good because other things you're doing are just so efficient.
Yeah.
And this set kind of has that same issue. It's not so much the efficiency so much as it is you can just ramp stock very easily with the stuff that you're doing in red. That potentially this could be a problem, but like again, more testing required before we make a
Yeah.
final judgment on it. But my point is, I've played against custom sets that try to play tap counter in them, and they can be very unbalanced if they're not carefully tested. So,
Right.
and then we've got this chess rival Nanjo. He's a 2/1.
Yeah.
He has 1500 assists to all family and magic characters, and then he has pay to rest himself to choose up to 2 characters. from your clock and shuffle it into your deck.
Senator Armstrong, what's your source for this effect?
Great question. I know it exists
Because the
because
capitalized C tells me that you copied it from somewhere.
I
My
could not
source is
tell
I made it
you
the
the
fuck
card.
up.
Well, I didn't make it the fuck up because I copied that bottom effect from somewhere.
No, but that's
Couldn't
what
tell
the
you the
kernel
card because
says.
it was a moon rune card, so I don't know what it meant or said at all besides the English text that was translated in the Discord bot.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
Okay, I now know what it is. It's a Mirrorverse card. That card is pay 4 stock, not pay 2.
Oh. Oh. I thought
That's
I had
why.
pay 4 stock. What the fuck? I thought I put pay 4!
I understand the issue now. So yeah,
There's also a 3/4 counter event in Grisaya that lets you choose 2 characters in your clock and add them to your hand, but that card you need full board for.
yeah, it's also event and character comparisons are super shaky. Okay, so so the math obviously doesn't check out on this because of that
Pay 2,
issue.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, actually, yeah. Okay.
Assuming it was pay 4.
Well, no. Here's the. Okay, hold on. This is weird. So this Baymax that has this effect, it looks like it's pricing it at 500 because it's a traitless level assist. So it's not off budget the way I thought it would be. It's just off budget in a different way. Okay, yeah, this card needs to have that 4 stock, like you know that it should be, but that it actually is smaller than it. It could be 500 bigger.
Bigger, hilarious.
I guess because it's not like it can only heal characters, right? Because it's shuffling them into the deck, so it's like cheaper. Yeah,
You're also decompressing, so
yeah, like God, if it was just heal like a normal 1K, but it just like healed 2 cards from the top of your clock. That exists somewhere, right? That's gotta exist somewhere. If it doesn't, it could maybe be that and beyond budget. Maybe it probably still have to cost 4 stock, I guess, but even so. But yeah, cool. Problem solved. Do we play this?
I mean, maybe.
You build enough stock in this set and like get away with it.
Is this like a card you put in the back row in the Maria deck? As like you have your combo, and then you have this to just like heal off the damage they do. So you just stall them ad infinitum.
If this is the correct cost, where it's pay 4 rest, I don't think that you're doing that because if it was pay 3 rest, maybe you could justify it. Yeah, you need extra stock somehow.
Yeah, you're right. That's true. Well, I mean, yeah.
Standby then? You could do this in standby. At the Ava Beatrice is a 4K. This brings it up to 5/5.
Yeah.
And like this, so you have 2 Ava Beatrices and Virgilia. You can get that extra stock. You save a stock from playing the non-Joe, and you get an extra stock off of the Twin Drive.
Yeah. And then you shuffle back. What would you want to be shuffling back to recur for that? I guess just soul triggers.
Level 3s for your Musashi.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That works. That checks. How the fuck do you evaluate this card?
I'm just gonna not.
B. Minus. You probably have other things to do better in this set, but he's a doctor. He heals you.
And he does it a lot better than some cards in the world for it.
I guess. I mean, it's a card that might see play in standby, but other than that, I don't know. So, nah, just whatever.
Home stretch, final 2 characters, actually. Let us know in the comments if this format of double review is good or not. All right. I'm just going to take one, and Gadget can take the other. This is Quiet Servant Canon. Right. When this card attacks, choose one of your family or magic characters. That character gets plus X power till end of turn. X is the number of other family or magic characters you have times 1,000. And at the end of this card's attack, you may pay 1, pitch 2. If you do, reveal top card of your deck. If that character is a family or magic character, choose 1 copy of the Shannon this is next to and this card and switch them. Does that affect real somewhere?
Yes. Zato from Guilty Gear.
Yeah. I actually do have them in my notes. I just did not go and look at them for blind reasons. Right. Gadget, what is this Shannon doing?
The cannon basically lets you, like, if you have the Shannon in your backstage, the cannon lets you switch places with it so you can get a 4th attack off potentially. and then the Shannon is when it's placed on stage, you can pay a stock to get the cannon out of your waiting room, and then when the Shannon's level 2 or higher battle opponent becomes reversed, you can heal one. Or no, top of deck to stock. Sorry, yeah.
More stock.
So basically, you use the cannon to pump the Shannon if you have her on board, and then you switch with the Shannon, and then the Shannon can kill something and get you a stock.
And because it gets the power off of the cannon, is swinging at 11k instead of just like the base 7 it would be
7, yeah.
Yeah.
before assists or anything. So,
Are
like,
both of these cards in Guilty Gear?
No, just like the Kanon's second effect.
Okay.
it's
I mean,
just-
I don't know. It's good. It's a good
'Cause I
usage of that
think-
effect.
Well, I think the original card, it's the bottom half of Kanon and the top half of Hanon, and I split them into 2 separate cards and just gave them another effect.
yeah, because the Zato is like doing it all for just his one name, whereas these two are making it a pair. This is this is a weird one for me, right? Because like I feel like this is a real fun package to have around and play with. Like seriously, just this two is like
Yeah.
cool. I have no idea if these should actually be commons.
You play them in your Beatrice waifu deck.
Well, no, I mean like yeah, like you play them. They're good cards to play.
These 2 characters are Beatrice.
Yeah, like Jesus. So yeah, these are good cards. That's not the question. The question is,
Yeah.
like the rarity just for me. Like these are
Yeah.
common. Zato's are rare.
There.
This combination of these two,
Yeah,
like
but is Zato a good card?
no, Zato's shit. But they still apparently thought
Exactly.
that loop of things like a rare were
That was
worthy.
that was experimental. They were like, "All right, let's make it a rare because we don't know what this type of effect does yet."
But except for like the fact that these are two
Yeah.
separate names, like these, like the two of them together is just like strictly, yeah, no, strictly better in my opinion. So like the things you have to do to get fourth attacks in games, and the fact that this could be like you could, oh god, that'd be so weird. You could put like the Beatrice effect on the Shannon while the cannon's in your front row and your opponent's just looking at you like, what the fuck are you doing? And then you hit the cannon check and you swing with it.
Swing with the shot on.
And then it's got 11k, so it swings over, gets you, like, pays you back on the stock you had to use to, like, set the thing up. And it gets an extra, like, burn for, like, 2 or 3, depending on what deck you're putting this on. It's like, I don't know. Because it takes 2 separate names and, like, you have to, like, kind of get the nuts to really pay off with it, then sure, it can be, like, commons. It's a fourth attack in a set that has, like, 8 standby and shit to, like, keep them out.
It's funny.
You cheat out of the cannon, you don't have to pay stock for the Shannon's effect, so you actually do end up, like, going plus on stock with it.
Do you go on plus? Wait, what?
You get 2 attacks out of it.
You
Not
get 2
having to
attacks out
pay
of
for the
it,
yeah,
but
you're
just
summon.
right.
refund
You're
it
right, yeah.
from the
And you get the reverse, so yeah, you do. That's pretty sick.
Yep.
God, it's just finding space for it. So it's like I feel like putting them together.
Yeah, C+.
It's like I would love to see a deck pay off with this, honestly. But
Once I finish coding the set, I'll probably make this deck work.
oh, I mean like not like this set. I mean like in another set that takes this and like runs with it as like the thing you're doing with
So
it.
when I get hired for Bushy Road card design
When they finally hire you to make this set,
at Toho.
can you imagine?
I think the Conan is the more important card here. Since the Conan is always going to be active, you can always give a character 4K.
True.
And if you're playing the Shannon, you can always swap her to the front to get that fourth attack off. But because you need a level 2 or higher to actually kill, I think the Shannon's a bit more niche, but you do need her to like make the Conan work. So obviously they're like similar in rating. I just think the Conan's like slightly better.
Slightly better.
That is a
He's
fair
edging.
argument.
Yeah.
All right, this is the last chance to talk about the lore behind these two.
They're the same person. Sayo has a gender identity crisis because Sayo's been raised as a girl their entire life, and once they get around like the puberty age, they're like, "Wait a minute, my body's not doing these things." It just has an entire gender crisis and splits themselves up into 2, Shannon and Kanon. And funny thing, Shannon becomes best friends with Jessica, and Jessica has the hots for Kanon, while also George has the hots for Shannon. So Sayo's out here pulling like fucking double whammy on these two other people. Because like fucking Shannon's going on dates to the aquarium and Kanon's going on dates to the school festival.
Yeah.
And the only people who know Kanon and Shannon are the same person are Kumasawa and Genji, because they are like their paternal figures, and Kinzo before he died.
Like a last minute revelation, or just he just knew.
Not exactly like last minute, but like so the scene that we get in the manga, because this is only from the Confession of the Golden Witch arc in the manga.
Ah.
Kanon is giving tea to Kinzo. Kanon trips, spills tea on themselves, and because it's like Japan, they're not wearing shoes inside, so it's like going like into their sock. And Kumasawa's like, quickly take the sock off so I can like dry your foot or whatever. And then as like they're taking the sock off, Kinzo notices there is a surgery scar because
Uh.
Sayo's an incest baby and had polydactyly. So Kinzo like put everything together, was like, wait a minute.
I know
This
who
is
you
this
are.
is my bastard child who I thought was dead. Quickly after this, Kinzo sets up the One Piece game where he's like, you can find my hidden gold. It's all in one piece. If you find it, you become the next head of the family.
Oh.
Sayo ends up solving the riddle, and when Sayo solves the riddle, Genji's there. Is like, congratulations, you are now Beatrice. You are now head of the island. Put on this dress, which is like Beatrice the first is like old dressed. And like you get this like really touching scene where Kinzo comes to Yasu dressed as Beatrice, and Kinzo grovels and like just begs for forgiveness because he knows what he does was wrong.
Yeah.
Like he's like none of it's ever played for like forbidden love or anything. Like it's played off as him just being a bad person. But he never wanted any of it to happen. He was, I'm not gonna say misunderstood, but he himself's an incest baby, so he was never mentally all there. Years of depression and abusing alcohol and other narcotics warped his mind a lot, and he was just like, I fucked up. What do I have to do? I know you can never forgive me, but please, Beatrice, I am sorry. And it's a really touching scene in the manga.
Huh.
And then he dies of a heart attack. So he dies of a heart attack, and then they're like, all right, Kinzo's dead. They call up Krause and Natsuhi, because Krause and Natsuhi live on the island, and Krause was like the firstborn. It's like, yeah, Kinzo's dead. And then this is when Krause is like, well, shit.
Yeah.
We can't let this get out because I'm in debt and I've been embezzling his money to try and pay it off.
Wow.
And then then like everything starts to like snowball into the Rokenjima incident.
And so the plot.
When Sayo finds, I'll explain the rest when we get to the next slide.
The
Which,
final card.
yeah, the final card.
Here's to
So
read.
when Sayo finds the gold, this is in the room with the gold. It is a clock that has been jerry rigged to set off an explosion with all of the leftover explosives on the island from when this island was a military base, whenever it is primed at midnight. A long time ago, when Sayo was just a servant before they had identity crisis, they fell in love with Battler. And Battler said, I'm gonna come back to you on a white horse and we'll get married. And he was like fucking, I don't know, 10 years old when he said that. It was like some cringy things like fucking young kids say.
Yeah.
And so I just thought it was the coolest fucking shit ever. It was like, all right, I'll be waiting here for you so we can get married. Rumor come out later. Asumu, who was Battler's supposed mother, had died. And Rudolph, who has been with Kyrie the entire time, just immediately remarried. And Battler was having none of that shit. And he's just, I'm leaving the family. I'm changing my last name and leaving. And he stayed with Asumu's parents. And then because of that, Sayo never saw Battler again and was heartbroken by it. And just like became uber depressed. And again, incest baby, so not mentally all there. It was very devastating. Sayo started creating witches and magic to try and like cope with all of these troubles. And then Battler comes back 6 years later, does not remember the promise he made to her. And then she's like, all right, fine. I'm killing everyone on this island. Like, that was like the tipping point for her, was him just not remembering.
Oh God.
So her goal was, all right, I'm going to enact the same riddle for the gold, except I'm going to take it literally. Because in the original like riddle, the meaning of sacrifice the keys, it's a word puzzle, and you sacrifice the letters. You take them out to like get some other word in it. Sayo takes it literally and is just like, sacrificing means I'm going to kill people until you solve this. But the adults in the family solve the riddle pretty quickly, and then Sayo's waiting down there for them. She's like, all right, yeah, the goal is yours. Y'all can do whatever you want. And that clock over there is primed to blow up the entire island at 12 o'clock. So it's currently 11:15. It's currently 11:45, and if y'all wish to kill me, go ahead.
Holy
And
shit.
then they have the argument. Kraus dies. All hell breaks loose. Rudolph and Kyrie kill everyone in that room, allegedly. They have like a team huddle where it's all right, we're going to kill everyone else on this island and keep Battler alive unless he has any qualms about it. If Battler does not like what we're doing, we're going to kill Battler.
His
This
name
is when it's
Battler.
like revealed. Yeah, this is when it's revealed like Battler is your kid. I've lied to you for 18 years about Battler not being your kid. Battler is your kid. Kyrie, way too far gone at this point. Just like, I don't care. If he disagrees with what we're doing, we're going to kill him. So then we get to the scene where all the cousins are in the cousins' room, and we get the phone call ordered by Kenzo for the test about who's going to be the next headship of the family. That's being ordered by Kyrie, actually. So Kyrie
Right.
calls out Jessica and George. Jessica gets killed by Kyrie. George gets killed by Rudolph.
Oh shit.
This is when Ava comes back, finds out that Rudolph killed George, who killed her son, and she's like, fuck everything. And she just starts blasting too. And she kills Rudolph and Kyrie, right? I don't remember the exact events. She definitely kills Rudolph.
Oh.
Somehow along the way, Maria dies, fucking Battler escapes, finds Sayo in like the fucking gold room dressed as Beatrice. They prime the clock bomb, and then they escape together, which is where we get to the red level 3 climax combo where they're on the boat together. They escape Rokujima. Sayo's like, I've been horrible. I was planning to kill all of y'all. I am a sinner. You should not love me. Battler's like, it's fine. I still love you. He remembers his promise from 8 years ago. Everything's happy. He turns around. Beatrice is gone. Sayo's gone.
Oh.
Along with like the small bit of gold they took with them. So he just immediately dives in the water and just hugs her. This is the climax art. And just says, I'm never letting go. And then later, Battler is found washed ashore by himself, allegedly, where Hachio Toya discovers him, and allegedly they live a long happy life together, allegedly, where Toya writes novels about the Rokujima incident because Battler knows what went on that island, which kind of contradicts the ending with Beatrice on like the with him holding Beatrice says, I'm never letting go. It's reasonable to assume that Hashio Toya is Beatrice, but there is nothing in the story confirming nor denying that she is Beatrice.
Wild.
And then after
Huh.
20 or so years, Anji finally reunites with Battler, and then they are all happy. Happy, happy, joy, joy. So anyway, it's a 3-4 event. You may choose of your family or magic characters, put them into your waiting room. If you do, burn 1, burn 2, burn 3.
War of the Underworld. Granted, slightly up rarity, which it probably could stay the same rarity as War of the Underworld, which is an uncommon. It probably is a better card in this set because this set has so many ways to stock up and a couple of decks that don't have a finisher plan, which this gives them.
So yeah, Clock Strikes Midnight, you blow up the entire island. Yippee. So yeah, that's also why Beatrice couldn't refute small bombs in red, because there were bombs on the island. that were used.
Just not to like feed people in their food.
Yeah, they weren't fed to people. However, she could not deny the fact that small bombs were used on the island.
Oh my god, that's beautiful. So
So yeah, that's Umineko no Nako Koroni.
God, how do you rate this card even? Let's just put letters to it before we
I
go
think
into the
we've talked
epilogue.
about it a lot over the course of the set review. It's a 4-cost event. You have lots of ways to get it, including Fuka Zero. You have to sack your board, but like you might not mind doing that, depending on what your hand's like.
Well, I mean, sacking 5 characters is part of the cost, so
Yeah.
But like, depending on how you set it up, you could like have like hand encore options. You could have free encore options
yeah.
if you're playing standby. Yeah,
Yep.
it becomes a lot less of a cost with the ways you can play
Yeah.
around it. In
Well, I
this set.
mean, if you encore, they come back rested, so
Yeah, your backer comes back rested and their characters in play for like the
yeah.
front row that needs power, or you just have killed them. Or like, man, I don't know. I feel like this doesn't do anything really in SAO unless there is some deck that's really gunning for it.
Well, you could play it in Alicization 2 because you had the Kirito combo that stock charged, and you were playing stock soul.
Okay, so yeah, that actually it does kind of get you there on that, and then like, do you have follow up in that deck?
Yeah, you played the Xion that discarded the specific Kirito. That was the plan, because the Xion was you just had all you needed was so you needed 10 stock going into that turn. You spend 4 on the War of the Underworld, and then you just spend the other 6 on playing your finisher, because all it needed was a hand condition.
Right, fair enough. So yeah, this is just even more playable. I feel like with all the other stuff around it.
Yeah. I didn't really have a lot to add on this. I think that it's just a straight playable and more testing required.
All right. With that said, we have reached the end of this
We're
video.
finally done.
Hooray, it's over. Woo!
And there was much rejoicing.
It is hilarious how this started in my head as we were just gonna. This was the Rick and Morty meme, right? It's like in and out, easy
Yeah.
20 minutes reviewing this by myself, and then as soon as we hit yellow and there was actual things to talk about, I was like, oh no.
Oh no.
We're in here for the log hole,
In 3 hours. And then in red was like, it's been 3 hours, we're still not done.
which is like, it's better because it means that the set wasn't just like garbage that could be
Boring.
easily run through, right? Like that was my initial concern, just like on the blind read of like, wait a minute, these are missing level 3 effects. What are these cards doing? Oh my god! And then like, it was like the sheer amount of fucking pessimism in these notes first drafts is hilarious. And then it's just
Without
like,
love, it cannot be seen. Classic Umineko mistake.
yeah, and then we go through and actually like, no, this set actually has some pretty kick-ass things going on in it, which it kind of already did by the end. Like as soon as I saw the fucking bar event, I was like, oh fuck yeah, here we go. This is creativity.
Yeah, that's cool.
I'm probably stealing that at some point for some set design, just
Yeah.
for a thing to, you know what? That might actually be a balancing thing for that one thing. Anyway, but yeah, like as far
Stealing
as
my
like,
ideas. I see how you are.
I have openly stolen from multiple people. At least I credit
I
them in the
come up
set
with
reviews.
one good idea, immediately you take it.
Immediately. Yeah. Absolutely. I'm giving you the credit up front here, so I don't have to worry about it later. Shift die. But yeah, no, like, man. All right. So as far as what we would play out of this set, Gadget, if you had to pick a deck,
Let's pick
Gee,
one.
I wonder what it's gonna be.
you probably are interested in multiple. You have to pick one.
Oh god. I think that the deck that reads the best to me, just the gut reaction off the cuff, straight in, is probably 8 mag. That's the one I think I'm most excited about from the jump. But like I want to play 8 standby because of the potential. It's not clear to me how good that deck will be, but 8 mag seems real good.
I'm gonna be a goofball and say that I want to play Shot Pants with the Battler finisher. And just play good cards
Base.
turbo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Play into the bar situation with the event. Just goof around. Just
Yeah.
good cards.
If I had to pick a deck, probably Stock Soul Battler into Beatrice and Battler Door.
Yeah, actually, because that gives you the stock so that you can actually like pay out the All right, I see that. That works.
Also, 8 standby Witch's Epitaph.
Someone's got to do it, right? Someone's got to.
Yeah.
Someone
Someone's
has
got to
to
build a
test
Witch's
this.
Epitaph.
Like
Someone has to make the Epitaph work. I need it to.
just walk into a lab and be like, "Yo, all right, what are we cooking today, Jesse? What the fuck is this? This isn't meth. This is cardboard."
It's cardboard crack.
You don't understand, Doc. This deck, it doesn't make any sense. God, you get the fucking Sunny in Philadelphia rant, just like standing at the whiteboard, just like there is no a standby event deck. Pepe Sylvia, yeah.
The
Just
Pepe
like,
Sylvia, yeah.
there is no a standby deck. Okay, no, you're
Nah.
wrong. There are literally 2 standby climaxes in the set. God. Man. All right, so we've done it a little bit already, but Weeb, feel free to give a full channel plug at this point.
Shout outs to Simple Flips. But also, you should check out my channel, Earth, Weave, and Fire. I post about Weiss War sometimes. It's a cool game, I guess. And after like a 2-year break, I decided I would just exclusively talk about Bochi the Rock.
This is just the medical. Like, no, this is. I have so many things to
Yeah,
say about
I
Bochi.
have. Yeah, like I think Bochi is a really good set, and seeing France Springfest results really hammered it my point home. I have a video on Bochi like in the meta, like as a placement, and a deck discussion on what cards I run in my Bochi deck and other cards in the set that I have thoughts on.
It's 2 videos at the moment. It is not going to be all that much of your time, and you'll learn many things.
Yeah, it's like an hour at most.
And you sat through like 9 talking about just talking about this.
You sat through 9 hours, and hopefully you sat through 200 hours reading the game.
Oh God.
One more thing. Shout outs to James, Real G. He got me into Umineko. Bless up, homeboy. Love you, baby girl.
Shoutouts to Volk for being a bro and letting me record super late. Shoutouts to The Beat, I guess. If you like new wave music, you should go see their tour. I should be back shortly. Oh, you know what else? Shout out to The Sim. Rip in peace. I hope we can get it back soon.
Oh, I die.
Yeah, so the important note, yeah, the Y Sim has gotten the DMCA takedown notice, so it is no longer on itch, and you know that has implications. If you're in the Weiss discords, you know what's up. We'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
Hey, here's the shout out. If you have any interest in any of the custom sets you've seen on this channel, find us on Discord. I think our account links will be in description, or channels will be in the description. You know, if you want the Scooby Doo set, I can share it with you. You know, I think we've got most of the sets we've done on here, either in PDF or MSC files we can share. So, you know,
And if you're
print
and
your
some
own
of these sets
proxies.
are also in the Sims, so
Go print your proxies, you know, do it the old fashioned way.
yeah.
Or your sleeve inserts.
Just
sleeve
take
inserts are always
Sharpie.
a more
Put
effective
a
thing to do.
Sharpie the back of a Weiss card.
Yeah, get your Magic the Gathering collection that you're not using for actually playing Magic, just like right on the back of all your punk ass commons, and be like, this is level 3 battler. Don't even build a deck.
Which
just
one?
have those. Yeah, don't even build a deck. Just write level 3 battler on the back of all your Magic bulk.
God, I love Battler so much. Such a girl fail.
Man. All right.
Absolute uke Battler.
Alrighty. Well, Discord links, as mentioned, are going to be in the description for various Discords that you should participate in if you have an interest in West Customs, if you're already a member, because I'm sure a sizable demographic of this audience is just the custom White Schwartz community in some fraction. You know where to find me, obviously.
Yes. You know where to find us.
Yeah. we've been there. I was literally in there like the past couple of days doing some budgeting and weird ass brainstorming things. If you would like to be on this show, find me on Discord, as mentioned, at G3Puffin on here. You can also just, easy to find me. If you're going to send me a set, just go ahead, use that magic set editor, put the set together, put it all into a folder, get it on the Google Drive. If you have changes that you'd like to make as we're setting up the review or, as I'm setting up the PowerPoint, if you have them set up in that drive document, the folder, it is super easy for us to just fix up the PowerPoint. That's, I feel like the last couple of guests should be able to attest. But yeah, with that said, I think we're free from this this island, and we can sail off into the sunset.
Free. Yep, we are free from this Wicked Witch game of locked rooms.
Howdy folks, J3Puffin here. One late shout out because this was not a thing I was aware of as we were recording the video, but shout outs to the boys at PGH for giving me a shout out. If any of you managed to find this from them rather than the custom Discord or whatever, let me know in the comments. That'd be kind of cool to see. If it's the reverse for you and you found me before you found PGH Weiss or any other custom content or Weiss content somehow, seems a little bit unlikely, but links to Pario's Custom Corner in the description so you can get more of these custom cards in your bloodstream. A good place for them to be. Carmen, Andy, Pario, if y'all ever need a guy to step in for a review, just hit me up. I'm pretty free these days. But yeah, thanks for the views. Thanks for stopping by. So until next time, this has been Whims of the Creator, signing off. Peace.
Bye, y'all.